and gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Hump day, middle of the week. Let's hope the end of the week goes well and we wind up with a good week. So, our normal weekly Maker Hangout. Let me just get the invite out there so anybody who wants to join in. I have one or two people already back in chat, but let me get it out there so everyone come in. If you want to come in and say hi, they are welcome. There is a link there for everybody if you wish to. So let me see. I can bring in Jerry and Matt. They're hanging out in the back room. That's a good look for you, Jerry.
How's it going? How you doing today, everybody?
How's life?
I've got the glove, and I'm ready.
There's one thing I will say: when you see a glove like that, make sure you ask for its destination. Okay?
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, how are you?
Hey, Matt, how are you?
Yeah, fine.
Long time no see.
So let's say hi.
Long time no
to
see. I'll
everybody.
see you on Saturday.
No, you see me this morning. I was on the stream for a little bit.
Oh yeah, sure. I forgot.
Matt's getting old. He doesn't remember. So let's say hi to everybody in chat. Hey, non-fam, first in the door. How are you? Tech Dad, how is life? I hope you're doing well. Hey, Milan, how is life? Sergio, HVAC, welcome again. Alter Proxy, hello. And then we have Jerry, and then we have Alter Proxy again. Listen, if you don't get your RGB in line, what are you referring to? Oh, my lights? No, that's fine. I want them to be haphazard, just like me. They're not linked together. They're not linked off one controller. They're two separate systems. That's why they're close, but they're not exactly the same. He's been to sleep twice since then. Yeah, we know. Hey, Betty, how are you?
Betty Boop, what's going on? Dum-dum.
How was
Howdy,
life?
howdy.
So guys, I just posted out the link. Let me post it again in case anybody wants to come in and chat. You are welcome to come in and join on stream. Everybody it's open to all makers. If you have questions, if you want to share projects, whatever, you are very welcome. Hey, Chris, how's life? You have way too much time in your hands, Jerry.
Hey,
how are you? Oh, that's so funny.
I've got the camera in the mail.
Yes, let's have a look at that, actually. That's a nice camera.
You know, I ordered this like a month ago on AliExpress. It's similar to the one that Tim has, DeWitt Tim. And I got it 2 weeks ago. They said it was in the mail.
Hey, Mike.
And I've been tracking it. And then yesterday they said they canceled my order. And I thought it was somewhere on an airplane. But they canceled my order. So I got on Amazon, ordered a different one that's similar. So now I'm just waiting to get my money back on the one I actually ordered a month ago. So anyway, and I'm working on resin. That's why I got the glove on.
Yeah, we believe you.
Yeah.
He likes to play doctor.
Yeah, I got my dogs here. I'm checking them out and make sure they're healthy. Yeah.
So, yeah, moving Lego and so on, that's probably not going to be any fun. Take that.
And I've been working on
Mike.
the printer.
Are you keeping out of trouble or staying in trouble?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey, Mike.
Oh, cool giveaway on Jerry's stream, by the way. Thank you. It's very nice. Thank you.
Last week everybody was there for the giveaway. Mike is in chat, and he is the one that donated. He missed the stream, but I did send him a link. Yeah, thank you very much, Mike. That was awesome. I believe it was Miller Design, I think it was, in California won it. And I got him shipped out to him the same day and gave him a tracking number Monday. So they're on the way to him. Thank you very much. And this week, guys, I'm giving away 3 rolls of Ziltech. Ziltech got a hold of me, and they said PLA or PETG, whichever I want, whichever color. So I'm going to give the people, the 3 winners, USA only on Saturday, a choice. PLA or PETG. I'm going to leave it up to Ziltech as in what color. It's too much of a hassle to ask you go on the site and pick a color. I'll just let them send what they want to send, and you get to pick the filament type. That's the easy way to do it.
Cool. So what resin print are you doing right now?
Yosu sent me 2 big bottles. They said, hey, we liked your videos on resin. You want some more resin? So they sent me out 2 big bottles of gray, and which prints nice. And I'm on Loot Studios Patreon for a couple months now. I'm printing 75 millimeter minis. I'm printing like
We've
3
been raided.
Thank you for the raid, and Capron, thank you for the hosting as well. Thank you, guys.
Welcome, Raiders.
Welcome, Raiders.
Good.
7 viewers, excellent. Thank you, guys. So follows are free, as you know. You're all welcome to. Hey, Chris, how's life? So follows are free. You're always welcome to subscribe to the channel.
Chris.
If you're an Amazon user, it's actually free for you if you want to do that. And this is just our weekly hangout where we come in and talk about whatever we're working on at the moment and share ideas and projects. And everybody's welcome. Hey, Kieran, how's life? So
Chris Prillo, P is for peeps.
Yeah, no. Tasting Pickens, how are you?
Don't tease him about the peeps, please.
Bottles and raisins. I don't know.
Liam, this is a Liam show. Why don't you make yourself big and put me small?
I know
again?
we were just talking about you. That's why. So it's Matt's turn now.
Hello.
There you go, Matt. Oh, I can see what you're printing anyway.
Yes, I can make it even bigger than that. Hold on.
Let me put some color on. In chat. There's a link. Come in on screen and chat.
Hold on. Let me put some color on there.
He's going to knock it off now. What's going to happen is he's going to get a layer shift. Watch.
Very nice.
Yeah, cool. Hey, Hunchmaker, how are you? Hey, Reaver, how are you? Regal King, okay. Mushu 66, thank you. So, what I've been working on, and I'm busy printing right now, and I've been showing it on the Maker Deck channel. I designed coins for the James Webb Space Telescope because I do outreach and talks for NASA. So let me come around close to the camera. So I designed these.
I want to run off when he's not looking.
And I designed these, and I'm printing all of these right now for just little 3D printable coins because I do outreach for NASA and talks, and I'm actually going to be at a museum, at the Henry Ford Museum on Sunday this week, and then the following week I'll be there for Saturday and Sunday, talking and doing stuff about Apollo, and so I've been doing them in gold and silver, and I've run out of silver, so I started doing some in gray. But I will do a variety of different colors to give away to kids and stuff that will be there. Just they'll get involved in some of the stuff we'll do, explaining about how Apollo works and so on, how they got to the moon. I've been abandoned. Who have I been abandoned by?
I don't know. I'm here.
Oh no, she meant Jerry stepped out. He said he's going to check in his resin prints.
I'm right here. I don't know. Maybe you should put some glasses on, babe.
Louise, you always know Matt's always not with us anyway.
Aww.
Come on, man. You know it's all fun.
I know.
Jerry went out for peeps just to eat them on screen, so you can't. Just for you, Chris. You know that. So there's a link. If anybody wants to come in and join, you're welcome to come in and hang out with us and chat and show your projects. So those coins, which are all of these here that I've been printing, is what I'm working on because I have the last ones I did were Hubble coins, but somebody else had already designed those. So I decided, since no one had done a coin for James Webb, I just went out and made my own, and it came out really nice. And that's the official James Webb telescope logo as well. It's on the coin, so it came out really well. Let's see. He has to see his next patient. Who does? Hey, Capron, how are you? So the link is there if you want to come in and join. Everybody's welcome to come in and hang out with us. So, if you haven't checked out Maker Deck is a Twitch channel. It was set up by Chris Perillo, but all the makers that are hanging out there that are printing, they want to show their prints off. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Screen after screen after screen of 3D printers doing their stuff. Now, it's not only printing, though. It's laser engraving, and so if you do CNC, you can show all of that. So it's really cool. Of course, Chris, I'm often on there myself streaming. People like to watch the IDEX printers moving, so and it's a really good idea. But it's everything as a maker. Like if you're doing painting, there's no voices, there's no interaction. You mute your microphone and you just do what you're doing and show it on screen. Mr. Clark, how are you, sir? You're muted. Nope. I've never had Kieran so quiet before.
Wow, we're in heaven.
Can't hear you. Yeah, no problem.
We don't want to hear you.
So Make It
Go
is kind
away.
of cool. If you want just background, easy-going music, and a screen of 3D printers or people laser engraving or doing CNCs real time, it's 24/7 of a setup. It's really cool. Brick was crocheting there. Yeah, so painting.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you should work for Verizon. Can you hear me now?
No. I still had the microphone muted for stream Maker Deck last night. That's why.
Ah, okay.
That's all.
The prints always went great. Like I've been printing these coins. Like I've been printing.
Hello, Brandy. How are we?
Hey, Brandy.
Oh, Chris wants to join us. Will we lead him in? Let's do it. Hey, Mr. Perillo, how's life?
Hello there, Chris. How's it going? Hello, Brandy. How are we?
Hey, Brandy. Oh, Chris wants to join us.
Yeah.
Will we lead him in? Let's do it.
We have a feedback
Hey,
from
Mr.
you,
Perillo,
Chris.
how's life?
Yeah, someone's got an echo from
Going
someone.
on? Oh wait, hang on. Do I need to? Okay.
Yeah, you need to mute
I was
something.
still listening to you for a second. Yeah, I've recently become addicted to these. Someone posted this model on a Discord
Lego.
server, and
They're like they're like the
this is,
individual Lego.
Lego studs. Yeah.
yeah, little. Sorry, could you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
They're little. Actually little Lego studs. So nice way of swatching colors.
But the question is, since it says the word Lego, is that a copyright infringement?
Oh. I
Too
don't.
late.
It might
Maybe.
be designed different. It might be designed different and still say Lego.
Ah, no, you
Behave yourself, build a box.
Lego, my Lego.
Because the word Lego is copyright.
Just put 2 spaces between the G and the O.
I don't ever intend on.
Hey, I had to hop in because there's a Lego thing, and I wanted to go and put out the idea to the universe so that somebody possibly does it. But what somebody needs to do is take Legos, grind them up, and turn them into new 3D printer filament, and then print real Legos using Legos. Because they're actual Legos.
No, but you're printing Lego, so that's actually a breach of copyright.
No, but you're printing Legos with Legos.
Doesn't matter. You are printing it because you're extruding it out to create the blocks. You're breaching. It's a breach of copyright law.
If it works for
No,
Honda,
you
it
can't
works for
copyright
Lego.
a Lego.
Yeah.
Just call
It's a
them
trademark.
Have you
Call
seen
them
a
something
Honda?
different, it'll be fine.
Hybrid? Have you seen
No,
a Honda?
it's not real. You if you wanted to fight it, you could. Those guys just didn't care enough to fight.
Have
So-
you seen what happened with Honda? Honda have turned around and got Prusa to pull everything that's got a title Honda in it.
Nothing makes for a bigger news story.
That was
than
Honda,
going and
Honda,
blaming
Honda
for something.
Europe, though. It was Honda Europe, not Honda Japan.
Yeah. Call them
But-
Legos, yeah.
But that's it. That's all I wanted to do. I'm out.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, and I was just stopping in to say hello. I was just showing you what I.
No, they're nice. They're cool ideas. I've shown you different colors. I could probably have a multitude of different colors. Oh, there's only one question. How would you do a rainbow filament on that? That would be really hard to do.
That
Well, unless you did multiples, unless you did a whole tray of them in the same filament, like a rainbow, and by the time it got around,
Head to
the color
tail.
changed.
Head to tail, yeah.
Yeah. So you'd have to do maybe 5 or maybe 10 of them on a table of the same size, of the same filament, and they'd eventually change color as they go because you're doing so many.
I'm using rainbow now, but a different kind of rainbow. So
I don't
So,
know if
Chris-
there's any rainbow left. I might have one.
Did make a deck make affiliate in a record time or what?
I don't know if it was. I think we hit the minimum threshold pretty quickly. The only thing that was
There's an understatement.
yeah, but here's the thing. I think the reason why is because I think people have wanted something like it. It's not, and let me not overstate. It's been work. It has been trying to figure out processes where the processes don't exist. Like if it was easy, everyone would do it. But it because of the coordination and because of the nature of a 24/7 and trying to balance process, like getting people in, letting people duck out, and balancing those things. I got it up behind me here.
I've got it next to me.
Yeah, you saw my work photo I dropped in Discord.
Yeah.
I was working hard at work.
It's been. I got to tell you, I think it's because there are people who don't normally stream, and then the people who do normally stream, and we're all of us are always looking for new connections, right? And so it's just discovery. It's like, hey, I had a chance when Marco was on. I think someone had done a tag in chat, and then when I saw that we were rated Astropreneur, then I did another live shout out. So there's a chance that people who are already watching live but may not know you are going to be. And I don't know how that's going to scale necessarily. But certainly the feedback has been positive enough in that reinforcement. So
there's I was thinking about that actually, and I was thinking it might be an idea to do an East Coast and a West Coast version of it.
Yeah.
And then you could have people in Europe on the East Coast one, because in the morning Europe would be doing their changeover, and then you have the other side.
I tell you, I think we have an late afternoon crew. Usually starts about now, seemingly, but morning crew. Like it's weird. Like I think people check in the morning. Like right around like 6:30, 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. Pacific, chat kind of goes and float like they're checking in before work or something. It's just a weird, not weird, but just as kind of a surprise. There's kind of a
there's a dead time for me. That's why I jumped on yesterday from being in Australia, from about 3 o'clock in the afternoon till about 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, because there's no mods, obviously.
But
you need
that'll
sleep.
change.
Need sleep.
It'll change as more people.
Yep.
Oh, is that resin?
That's a lot of resin prints.
I've got two bottles of Yosu resin, and I just filled the vat up. I've got 3 more figures printing. The bottle's almost empty, but yeah, that's a lot of resin prints. They're 75 millimeter. They've all been hollowed, and I got quite a bit there that I got to clean supports on, and then I'll re-clean them in alcohol once I re-clean them a second time in IPA.
What are they?
They're from Loot Studios. They're little pirates and things like that.
Yeah.
Pirate team.
Yeah, man.
Being
busy.
Cool. Yeah, resin is fun. It's messy, but you get some fantastic prints out of it.
It's only messy if you're messy. It's one thing you got to keep playing.
You just need an area dedicated to it.
I am. I'm messy.
Yeah, so I've been busy just doing all those coins, and because I need them for this weekend. I need them for Sunday. I'm guessing. Last time I went down there, I brought 100 coins, and I brought back 20. So the chances are I'm going to go through even more this time, because it's a newer telescope design, because it's my own design. And then
kids go gaga, like when you just give them like something, like do they like flip for it? Like
well, no, I do fun stuff with them. Like I'd ask questions. I'll say, okay, I'll talk about stuff, and I'll turn around and say, do you know what this is for? And then like get the kids interactive, and someone will give an answer and say, okay, I'll give them a coin for it, and I'll do that. But everybody gets a NASA sticker. Everybody gets a NASA sticker. Because I need to order more, because I think I'm down to about 250 left, and I had about 800 of them. So they go fast. NASA stickers go really fast.
And you've got to have one to make your pew go faster.
You have to have if you have a laser, you have to have a NASA sticker.
You have a NASA sticker. That's the law. That's the law.
Is that where? Okay, so is this you have to pardon me. I called into Bear's show today. I said I'm the Voron moron, because I don't know what it's for.
It's just a printer.
Yeah, I know. We had fun.
It's a good printer, though. It's a good machine.
Kersey Lab.
Kersey. Is pew pew a laser engraving kind of fun term?
Pew pew is for lasers, yeah.
Okay.
Just
like in the old
It's Star Wars pew pew, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We were working on emotes.
Or you go pew 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 pew. You pull the finger too. So
yeah. Oh, that works.
That's a different pew pew, Jerry.
Yeah.
It seems to have got the definition. If you're talking about a pew pew on these streams, it's lasers.
Okay,
everyone calls them pew
that's
pews.
not the dad pull my finger pew pew.
Yeah,
leave that to Brian Vines.
Fix'em dude was working on emotes, and he had a pew pew, and I'm like, okay, I think I get it, but I'm like, is that laser? Is that what it is?
Yeah, they're hinting at lasers.
It's become the general term for us to be
speaking
a
about
laser.
lasers,
How's that pew pew? Yeah,
pew pew. It works for me.
Speaking about lasers, another laser unboxing this weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a Creality laser.
Brand new laser, Creality laser.
Oh, it comes with its own smoke and flame built into the box for a change.
And it might
John will be happy.
It might look just like the ComGrow, and it might say Creality on the front. I doubt it, but that'd be funny if it did.
Guys, if you want NASA stickers, you need to message me. Message me. I thought I sent you mine, but message me. Whisper on Twitch, or whatever way you can reach out to me. Some of you know my email. My email is astroprinter@protonmail, PROTON protonmail.com. You can message me there, and I'll send them internationally. Even Kieran has got NASA stickers by now.
Yeah, an international stamp. Don't
There you
cost
go.
much.
So message me and I'll get them to you.
I'm gonna head. I just want
All
to
right,
call
man.
and say hello. Thanks again.
We-
everyone.
All right,
we-
Chris, good to see
say
you.
hi to
Really
you later on.
appreciate it.
Don't
Thank
worry. So yeah, so if you haven't already, message me and I'll get them out to you. I thought I sent yours, mine. I can't remember, but if not, message me again and I'll get them out to you. I have no problem sending out NASA stickers to people.
X-Tool has another live stream on tonight for those that want to
Nice
watch
work,
it.
Reva. Yeah.
I reposted on socials.
Yeah. So yeah, if you need them, message me. I'll get them out to you. I have to order more because I'm running low because I'm doing the stuff at the museum, but I can get plenty.
Oh, I wonder why nobody's reacting to me when I was talking. I'm like, damn.
Why?
Sorry.
Your mic
Oh,
was off. Like,
yeah,
you
it was
behind it. You left your mic muted. I had
Well,
the same
man,
thing coming in.
Raise your
You're
hand.
normally so quiet, we wouldn't have noticed anyway.
I'm getting a lot of reactions on Maker Deck for my lithophane.
Oh, the little things
Yeah,
are nice.
there was
Yeah.
so many questions in the evening. What is it? How is it done? How do you get the color tones?
It's magic.
Yeah.
It's magic. That's how it's done. It's all magic.
No, there was a lot of questions during the night when you were off. So
Just hang a piece of paper behind it that's colored so you can see what it is. And then people can go, oh, it's like on
You
notebook.
can't do it while it's printing, though.
No,
Yeah.
no was printing.
It'll be in the way while it's printing.
I have in the beginning.
It could be on the
I
wall
have
behind it
another
on
one.
attack. It could be on the wall behind
is
it.
that a bad thing, Luis?
Without Saginac, you said the word gentleman. I'm sorry. There's nobody by that description here.
No, definitely not in this stream.
Yeah. Especially not those guys who live in Australia. Most
I'm just,
definitely.
hey, dude. I'm just, hey, dude.
You can hear a man ranting in the other room.
I'll never
Yeah.
be a mister. I'm just Jerry or hey, dude or Jer or, you know.
Starry Night.
There we go. There we go. Matt's got the pick in color now. There we
Yeah,
go.
that's Starry Night by Vincent Van Gogh.
I seen that a couple years ago, Matt.
It does have a line in it.
I've seen the original. The original was in the is in the Louvre, I believe, if I remember correctly. I did see it in the Louvre, in France.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Lou, in France, everybody has a Lou, right?
Louvre, not the
Oh, I heard
Louvre,
Lou.
the museum in Paris.
Okay.
So,
Built over bot. Just behave yourself. Just
In
behave
Australia-
yourself.
Like in Australia
not wrong, though.
or in France,
True,
they use
true.
dunnies.
So, sorry, could you say that again, Matt?
In France, they use dunnies. Like in
We
Australia.
use dunnies down here as well.
What's a dunny?
A dunny is an outdoor toilet.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Or the other term for them is thunderboxes.
Loopy said, who said my name? Talking about Lou's. Yeah.
No, we were talking about the Louvre, as in the museum in Paris. But so, what else you got? What are you working on, Kieran?
I'm working on so working in pieces. My Marvin the Martian.
Ooh, nice.
I've done bits of him.
Good.
So he's coming along nicely. I screwed up the other foot. Got to reprint the foot because the black lace is jammed and broke off
I'm
in
not
it. So I
going
did-
to ask that question.
Looks
okay,
almost
so I
as
know
good as a
exactly what you're gonna
McDonald's
ask.
toy.
And I know the answer, so I'm not going to say that line. I'm not falling for that. Sorry,
yeah.
not a
I've
chance.
done just working my way through the colours. It's coming together quite nicely.
It almost looks like
Yeah.
it's a McDonald's toy.
Yeah.
Is what's his name? DB3D Dan out there? We're getting feedback from somebody.
Not for me.
I don't know where it's coming from. Every now and again, there's a bit.
See, I'll mute myself.
Mute everybody one at a time, Liam. You'll figure it out.
Well, but it's only sporadically, so it's hard to find it. Hey, Groggy Nod. Okay, I'm going to go through one at a time. Try it. Oh, yeah, Marco's the culprit.
How?
I don't know. I just know you're the culprit because you're the first one I muted, and then it went quiet.
Might have your speakers too loud on.
It could be echoing coming through somewhere from the microphone.
Go into your settings in StreamYard for audio and turn on noise cancelling. It may be
doing
off.
good, Groggy Knob. Doing good. I'm printing with resin and working on a belt printer and watching Netflix. And I got a new camera in the mail, and just life's pretty good usually.
Ooh, I got another box to open while we're here. I'm not going to open the laser until Saturday morning because I'm going to live stream the unboxing of the laser and the build of it. But I'm going to open this box.
Is it ticking?
My first ever box of printed solid.
Nice.
Ooh.
I've never had printed solid material before.
So whoever won a while back must have donated it to Liam because Liam's not sure where it came from. So
Matt did, I have to check. I think it came from Dan.
I want so many stuff.
Someone did donate one of their prizes to you for Toys for Tots as well.
Yeah, that was Matt. Matt did that as well. And I think
Marco.
I did as well.
So let's see what colors we got, right?
It's a yellow there from Marco.
Okay, so the yellow is here then. So the yellow, it's a nice, and it's on recyclable cardboard as well.
From Marco.
I like it's on cardboard. So that's the yellow.
Yeah.
It's called Yellow Bird. Let me find a spot to put these.
Yeah, Yellow Bird's what I gave away last week, or via Auto Drop 3D. 3 rolls went to Miller 3D Design, I think it was, in California.
Yeah.
This is the tea green.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. No, it was same color, he said, didn't he?
No, these are all 5 different colors. This is their PLA natural, so it's clear.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
To make room over here for these.
Yeah, I've tried their filament a few times. It prints fine. No problems with it.
This is their deep purple. Ooh, that's a very deep purple.
Deep purple, I used to like that
The
group.
real deep purple. It's very, very deep. It almost looks like black.
Speaking of which, I just got a message. I'm getting
You got
some
candy in there too.
Yay.
I haven't checked for the jelly beans. And this is their, it's like a purpley blue, like not navy. It's called the Blue Moon Blue.
Oh, he's using disposable spools now, isn't he?
Yes, they're good. I like them.
Yeah, I remember when he had a machine doing that, but last time I had it, they were still plastic. Or actually, he used to use welding wire spools, like you for your Lincoln Welder or something out in the garage. Really super heavy duty.
Okay, no jelly beans. But I got something different. I got something that's I got a sticker first of all.
Oh.
But I got something that describes me to a T. An airhead.
The things you suck on them, yeah.
Yeah, so I got an airhead. So yeah, that actually suits me very well. Smoke in the water, fire in the sky. Oh, you're talking about that's
Deep Purple song.
Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Or is it Deep Purple?
Deep Purple, yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's cool. So these will be used for Toys for Tots.
Yeah.
Stickers, no, Steven, it's not stickers and the airhead, it's stickers for the airhead. That's me, the airhead.
Ticking box build of a bot strapped to Loyal's helmet. I still don't know where that is. That's still somewhere in Australia.
Oh, Jared here in Vegas, my friend Jared, the really tall dude.
Yeah.
He's going to be streaming at some point here in the near future because he's never wanted to be on camera. Then he dropped in my Hangout last week or within the last couple of weeks. So I think he's going to start streaming. I guess he won a helmet off Loyal the other day. I think it was the one that was the pink one that would look like a bunny or something. I didn't see it, but he messaged me and he said he had won one, so that's cool.
Not sure if that's the word you describe me. Thanks, Chris. I always knew I could depend on you. So yeah, it's oh, by the way, remember these? I designed for the stands for the.
Yeah, mine didn't work, so I don't use them.
They don't work?
No, they hook on, but they don't come in far enough to put the pan underneath it.
I can show you mine. Maybe it's something to do with the dimension accuracy for yours.
So I put them on my Comgrow bed. Is yours a Comgrow bed or is it by somebody else? Yeah, you have the same one I do.
It's the same bed you have.
Huh.
Yeah, it's the same one. Came from Ireland, oddly enough.
And Jerry.
Yeah, I see. Huh.
And it fits inside the tray.
It's 16 inches by 16-inch square, and they're all the same. So I don't know. Mine wouldn't drop down in.
But it doesn't matter if it's not all the way down. It just holds it level. That's all you care about.
Well, yeah, as long as it's level, yeah.
And it keeps the air gap, right?
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, having some vibration of my...
You want me to modify them, I can modify them for you. Come on, let's go space trucking. Okay.
Yeah, I can put them in Tinkercad. I can just shave the corner off one side. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I just need.
Oh, that's an old movie, Space Trucker.
I don't get.
You ever seen the movie Space Trucker?
No.
Where they have square pigs?
No.
No, it's hilarious, that movie.
Okay.
Well, when I was a teenager, a great movie to theaters was called Heavy Metal. I know a lot of people in chat will remember Heavy Metal. Great movie from back in the day. Well, Kieran would remember that. I don't know about Mark or might.
I don't know.
Heavy Metal was a cartoon?
No.
Behave, Liam. Behave.
I just said I have no idea. I don't know Heavy Metal.
Yeah, it's a cartoon movie. It's animated. Heavy Metal.
Don't know it. Sorry.
Isn't go to Heavy Metal?
People here. Oh, you've seen it? Heavy Metal was awesome. So Slim Pickens knows it.
No, afraid not.
Dragonot knows it. Steven knows it.
When I was a kid, I'd movie hop. You go to one theater and then you leave it and you go to another theater, just go from one to another. Last time I went to a theater, they seated me and they showed me where I was going to sit. And like, come on. Can't even sit where I want.
That's the Forms art. There you go, Jerry.
Let me put your full screen. 1 second.
There you go, Jerry.
The artworks for the movie.
Oh, I'd never seen
Oddly
that.
enough, I've got a copy of it.
Yeah.
No,
Heavy Metal was a good cartoon. I watched it again a few years ago. And Heavy Metal came out back when Phantasm came out. Remember the little ball that hit you in the head and it pump all the blood out of your head? Heavy Metal and Phantasm. Yeah.
No.
Phantasm was awesome.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There we go. Well,
Chat remembers Phantasm.
Yeah.
Jerry, there's not that many years between us, but I'm guessing it's a regional thing because we didn't have that in Ireland that I can ever remember.
Metal or heavy?
They made a Phantasm and the Heavy Metal show.
The old Undertaker dude, remember? They were like from another dimension. Of those little people running around everywhere. So yeah, it was really good. Phantasm.
No.
Sorry. No, we didn't have that. We didn't have those shows or movies.
I got that on DVD somewhere as well. Phantasm as well. Yeah.
No, that movie gave you nightmares forever.
The original Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, was a black and white version made by a college. That one used to scare the holy hell out of me when I was little, about the zombies slowly moving. And then you had The Exorcist. The Exorcist was pretty bad. And then they came out with zombies that ran really fast. And now they're all psycho and they're dead and they can run faster than you. So
yeah.
Joe, what's the
zombies supposed to walk slow, not fast.
Well, the one thing that
the car you had a CUDA.
The one movie that I remember seeing when I was younger, that I would say now I'm scared, like horror movies don't bother me generally, right? But it wasn't Carrie. Actually, I remember Carrie, but that wasn't it.
Carrie, yeah.
No, the original, The Fog.
The Fog.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was creepy as hell.
They made a remake of The Fog and they just dropped the series. I hate when a show comes out or there's a series or a movie and you love it and then they drop it. It's like you didn't even conclude it. That happens all the time.
But the original Fog, of The Fog, where you see the guy, the kid at one point comes up to the window through the fog and starts scratching at the window.
Salem's Lot is, I think, what you're thinking about.
Oh, when you get the mix up with Salem's Lot?
Salem's Lot, yeah. It was in Salem, and
with
they're
David
vampires.
Soul.
They're floating up the window scratching, and they're making a remake. That's where I showed that one picture of that vampire dude. They're doing a newer remake of that also.
Oh yeah, no. So yeah, well, that's what with David Soul, right?
Yeah, Salem's Lot.
I'm getting mixed up then. So yeah, so Salem's Lot was good too. It was really good.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the few movies that actually bugged me when I was younger. most of the movies I didn't care about, that one spooked me. But I watch other horror movies and I don't care.
I was a little kid going to bed. My brother was underneath my bed one time, started shaking the bed from underneath when I was real little. You know,
it was the best part of the movie. But that's why I remember it probably.
And I've always enjoyed scaring people, like my wife and stuff. She'll walk around the corner, I'll sneak up, she'll turn around, I'll go boo, or I'll just stand there and she'll see me, freak her out. But now that I'm getting older, I shouldn't scare people because I might cause someone to have a heart attack, and then I go to prison for involuntary manslaughter because I scared somebody and they died.
Jerry, if I walked around the corner and you were standing there, I'd be scared too, because you live about 2,000 miles away from me.
Oh yeah. I'm knocking on your door. It's like, who are you?
That's why Mink Custom Chris watches us. We're the horror movie today, which are giving nightmares tonight.
Jerry, you had 40 before it was a thing.
Yeah.
Want to see something horrific?
No, that didn't bother me. And actually, one of the biggest movies. The very first time I ever watched MTV when I was a kid, I was not really into it at all, right? And the very first time I actually sat down and watched it was to watch Michael Jackson's Thriller. When he did that live, when that was first aired on MTV, that was fantastic.
You have a failed print again?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Man, you're having no luck today.
Just the toenail? It's falling off.
Now you're talking about prints, I'm checking mine.
What do you do with your toenail on the bed?
I did 40 movies in the cinemas now. It was confusing.
So after putting 3 different boards on my belt printer, I wound up with a TH3D board. It's now that different axes work. I haven't heated up the hot end, therefore I can't try the extruder, but I know it's going to be fine. I put the end stops on it. I didn't use yours because you have your bolt underneath where the end stop mounts, so I printed a different one out so it's next to it.
Well, that fines for me because I bring it up and I just mark where it goes and I'm done.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I actually put it together. I bring it up to where I wanted it to be when I bring it down, when I bring the Z all the way down or the Y-axis down. And I put a mark, and then I just move it out of the way and bolt it in because I already have a mark where it goes.
What board do you got on yours, Liam?
Then you got to put the end stop over top of it because your end stop covers up the bolt hole.
Say that again?
Your end stop you sent me covers the bolt hole.
Yeah, but you don't have to move it. Once you fix it.
But if you ever have to take it apart, then you got to take off the end stop, take the mount off.
Yeah, that's 2 screws, and then you take it out. But I wanted it small. I didn't want it something that wrapped around or something that's longer. That's why I did it that way.
And the screws were a pain to get started since I'm using a bolt, not a screw, so it's flat on the bottom instead of pointed. So a lot of effort getting them screwed into the PLA Plus.
Yeah, no, I used bolts. I used the normal hex bolts.
Okay.
So what were you asking, Kieran?
So what board? Jerry's using a TH3D board, and you're using the standard
Corrality board.
Yep.
I'm using the standard Corrality board.
I checked out the board before I tore it apart, and it seemed like everything was working fine. But once I got it together and started running wires, motors were grinding and not working right, and I rewired everything. And then I took that board out and I put a different board on it, which had made by SaneSmart, still an Ender 3. And their firmware, it loads up on the screen, says SaneSmart, and that one didn't work right. So then I took it out and I had a TH3D board over here in my cabinet. I threw that in it, and then everything was fine.
Yeah, I've had no problems with it, and there's only one thing I've yet to change in the firmware. I have to recompile the firmware. I need to add because the Y-axis drops down. They all share the same grounding.
IO pin. Tim was telling you about that, and
so Tim pointed it out. So I have to go back in and modify and turn them all to always stay. All actually stays powered, and the problem goes away. So I'm going to do that. But I just need time to do it. But that's all I have to do with it. And then I'm not going to use Blackbolt Cura. I'm going to use Idea Maker as my slicer.
Who in chat? Everybody in chat. Who knows of a really good laptop that's under $2,000? If somebody wanted to get a laptop for streaming, does anybody know of anything on Amazon or anywhere that's no more than $2,000? That'd be really good for streaming.
Gaming with 32 gigs of memory, like a kind of gaming machine. I've been looking around, and I want to buy one next month. So, Marco, just I muted you because there's a lot of feedback coming from your side. So I've already muted you. I did it for you.
It's not me.
No, it's not you. Yeah. When we're chatting, we're getting a lot of feedback on your side. I don't know why.
There must be some interference on his microphone.
Maybe his microphone is set too high, or he didn't do the settings to turn on.
He does have a dragon on top of the mic. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, Lenovo makes them nice. I was thinking of a gaming machine, so maybe Lenovo or Dell or something. I don't know whether I'm going to go laptop or desktop yet. I haven't decided. I'm open to both. A desktop would be fine because it'd be tidy out of the way. I want something with a good an NVIDIA GPU. Yeah.
Yeah, but Dell's with those battery problems would because those thin ones with the Inspirons, the batteries keep crapping out.
No, if I'm going to buy a Dell, I'll probably buy an Alienware Dell.
Yeah, but that's the only one that's any good, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's not for me. Liam's looking for one. So
I'm browsing at the moment. So if anyone has good suggestions of a good gaming machine,
Asus for a brand, they're awesome. But I don't know about their.
The Alienwares are good. They're a bit of a price, but they're rugged and reliable. You won't have any problem with an Alienware.
Yeah. So if anyone has any suggestions, message me between $1.5 and $2,000. Because I can't do the overlays and so on because my machine is a piece of crap. So I will eventually be putting in. I worked for Dell and it was a good company when I worked for them.
Dude, you could have had a Dell. Remember that guy?
What?
Dude, you could have had a Dell.
Our company is all Dell, which is a pain in the ass for some stuff, but that's the way it is.
Used to be guy on TV. Surfer dude.
Oh, that was American TV. We didn't have that.
Oh. His line was every time somebody grabs him, like, dude, you could have had a Dell.
Yeah.
I was at USPS one time picking up a package back when the commercial was popular, and a guy got a box over the counter, and it wasn't a Dell. And I go, dude, you could have got a Dell. Everybody started busting up because back then it was a thing.
Yeah. So no, I used to work for Dell many years ago in Ireland. I used to work for them, and I liked their hardware machine then.
Yeah, their Inspirons are crap, but their Alienware, they bought Alienware.
My son has an Alienware desktop for gaming.
Nick his computer.
No.
Try to see if he makes the other computer look like the other computer.
Yeah, buy him a new one, upgrade his computer, and you can have his old one, Liam. How's that?
I would be tempted, but I don't think he can get it. He get the same specs for the same price now than at the moment. I don't think he can.
No.
Because the price have gone up, so.
That's the trouble.
Because I really want to uncover the bottle. Yeah, so I haven't decided. I'm looking around. So if any of you find good deals that you think are good deals for either laptop or a desktop, laptop would be easier because I could then use it for astrophotography as well. For like when I go out on site. But I'm fine with just a desktop and run everything off one screen. HP Spectra. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to go back and look. There's a lot of options here.
You got a pen and paper? Write some of these down.
I'd be writing constantly. Yeah, I don't have, but I can get a notepad. 1 second, I open notepad. I'll grab some of these. Acer Predator Heroes gaming laptop. I can't grab that. Oh, I can't copy and paste these. I can't copy and paste it here. I have to go to Twitch. 1 second.
Yeah, I'll stick it in private chat for you, Liam. I'll just post it in a private chat for you. That'll work.
Yeah.
I can highlight it.
Yeah, but he hasn't got Twitch up. That's the trouble.
I do have Twitch up. I do.
No, I can copy in StreamYard.
I can't. You can. I can't.
Oh.
No, he doesn't want anything to game on. He just wants to have plenty of power for editing or streaming.
Yeah.
So he wants at least 32 gigs of RAM.
I want to be able to run.
And you have to have a good video card, obviously.
I want to run CAD on it as well. So a good video card it helps. Because I want to do some Dell XPS.
I could say something, but I can't say that.
Yeah, the Dell XPS. No, that wouldn't be high enough end.
No.
Graphics card.
You have to go to their M series, their Precision. You have to go to a Dell Precision laptop.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool laptops out there right now, but a lot of them overheat. They have heating problems.
Yeah, well,
everything's so compact.
Heating problem is if I'm going to overclock something, which I probably won't, but if I do, I will overclock it to the point that I will. I've done it in the past. Or you take a machine, and you put it in a fish tank with mineral oil. You can overclock all you want. Because mineral oil is non-conductive, so you can use it as a cooling system for a computer. So you can actually
attach a little chiller to it to cool down the oil.
You don't even need a chiller; you just need to move it.
No.
Yeah, you move it to a radiator. There's no chiller needed. The radiator draws away the heat. It doesn't get that warm.
Because I used something like a 20-gallon fish tank at that time. That was like 10 years ago. And I put a desktop inside. I mean, it was working. Wow. It worked at least 4 or 5 times faster.
It makes it best if you don't seal it. You need to have plenty of clearance on top, and you have to put a cover over it. But yes, but it's really good, though, for cooling systems.
It does.
I'm not going to go that far. I don't need to.
It does get dirty over a while, the mineral
No,
oil.
not if you close the lid. If you put a lid over it that's sealed, it doesn't. Because the lid that's over the top of it will keep it clean. You put in a closed circuit cooling system to pump it in a closed circuit system.
What I did is I put a fish pump on called Fluval and run it through several sponge filters.
Yeah,
and
you put a layer
of charcoal.
There's 2 connotations there. Yeah, a closed system, a closed loop is the way to do it. Yeah. So, but I'm not going to I don't need to overclock it like that. Lenovo Legion Slim. I don't want a Slim. Slim's going to have a tendency to overheat.
A Precision 3560 would be pretty close to what you want. That's about there. That gives you 32 gig and a Quadro graphics card for the CAD. That'll work. That's pretty much on your price range.
Yeah,
3560 Precision.
Me, Kieran, will you with the details?
Yep.
Yeah, so I won't be buying it this month. I'll be buying it next month. This month was tax month, and being tax month, we have to pay taxes. So next month.
Okay, I'll send you a whisper.
Normally the taxman should pay you.
No, they don't. No matter what you do, chances are you always owe them. They make sure you do. So metal shells. I like the metal shells. I do agree on the metal shell of a machine because it actually acts as a natural heatsink. A Quadro would work great. Okay.
Quadro is for basic graphics processing. That's what they're fine. You're not worried about playing about gaming, but it's fine for CAD and everything else for Quadro.
Yeah. So I'm waiting on confirmation if I'm going to be giving away Filament or not tonight because I messaged them. Am I doing it again? And they haven't responded yet.
Well, if you don't, I'm still giving away 3 rolls Saturday for Ziltech.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there Saturday morning. I'm doing the live unboxing and setup of the new laser. Oh, for anyone who didn't see it, Reality are now getting ready to do a laser. So I got one of these in, and we'll build and set up the Creality laser this weekend. Yeah, I'm thinking, well, a laptop would be nice for me because I can take it away from here and use it. But I'm fine with going to the desktop. If I don't have that flexibility, that's fine. I can go with a desktop if I have to.
Yeah.
I just want something
in there as well. So.
Oh, great! I want to do the overlays, and I want to be able to do all of this kind of stuff, which I can't do with this machine because it bogs out. It bottoms out on processing power. Yeah. See how my coins are going. They're okay. I have a whole stack of these. I want to keep going until I can't go anymore. Sebastian, we were talking about. I went with a desktop with a 3070 just to combat heat.
He wants to run Fusion and be able to stream without any hiccups.
Yeah, with all the
overlays. The Quadro will be fine. You're not having to pay for the cost of the graphics, gaming graphics. The Quadro takes care of that. It's fine.
Yeah, but about for CAD though as well. I need the 3D rendering for CAD.
Yeah, Quadro does. Quadro will do that. Quadro support
it. Saturday.
Yep.
6 hours before I go on. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's when I'm okay. But you will. Is it the full kit or is it the
full kit?
All in the part. You won't do that in a couple of hours. There's no way.
That's what I said in 6 hours.
Sorry, Louise. There's no way you'll do it in a few hours.
If you're concentrating and not paying attention to anything,
her aim is to beat Jerry's build time. That's her aim. So.
Well, if you can do it in less than 2 days, you'll beat Jerry's build time.
Well, I was relying on a lot of my information from chat while I wasn't reading it, and and it was fun.
We were slowing you down. We were handicapping you big time.
We're just having a bit of fun with you,
Jerry. If you're concentrating on what you're doing and eating gummies and reading paperwork, you could probably do it in 3 hours.
So you can see, Groggy Nods agreeing the Quadros are fine for all the CAD stuff. So that's why the decision to be a better option, and it's cheaper without having to get the high-end graphics card for gaming.
Okay, I'll look into them.
Yeah,
because that way then I might be able to get a higher end machine with.
And you can. They do have a range of CPUs as well. You can change the CPU spec and the RAM, but the base is 32 gig. So.
Well, 32 or better would be good.
You can kick it up to 64 if you want. Yeah,
CAD likes memory.
Hey, Matt, if you can have your main cam on a close up of the build, and then have like Loopy in the corner with her face or something. That way, people can see what you're working on.
I will set up multiple cameras. I will set up my camera. What I have right now
with the stopwatch. The stopwatch is so you can see the counter kicking over. Not to put any stress on Louise, but that stopwatch ticking over, going click, click, click.
The stopwatch is when Jerry starts.
No. The stopwatch is on. If you're going to do, she wants to be this time. You have to get a stopwatch.
A calendar. Get a calendar.
A stopwatch app. And put it on screen so it's an overlay and it's up there. And as she builds, it's constantly counting up.
Nah.
Oh, Marcos, you just got a sub, by the way.
Hey, Furry just subbed you. Can't hear you, Marco. You're muted.
I forgot I was muted. I got a sub.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a bit of digging if I can get a good enough machine because I want to do CAD. I want to do my overlays. I can't do the overlays here. Like all the drop games and so on. My machine can't hack it. So I want a machine.
Compare the precision against the Alienware, and you'll find the precision matches it. Apart from the graphics card, where that goes for the gaming graphics card, where the precision gets the Quadro, which will do the same stuff for your CAD.
Hey Steve, how are you?
Hey Mika Steve, hello.
Hey Mika Steve.
So yeah, I'm going to do a bit of digging. And your advice is.
But it's right on your price range sweet spot as well. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, I want to keep it below 2K.
And that should be under 2K for you, I think.
So, because I want to, but it's going to be an early birthday present for myself.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, because what is it? It's about $2,500 or just over $2,500 Australian dollars for the off the shelf. So that should be under 2K for you. So that should be fine for your price range.
Yeah. So I'll look into that. Spec what I want, and then if it comes into the range that I want, I'll go buy it next month.
Yep.
Wow, is it like $1,000, 1,300 pound?
Yeah. It's gonna be an early birthday present for me. So how my PC was found, not Internet Explorer was running 100% CPU. Managed to figure it out. No, well, it's not IE. What it is when you do the overlays on Twitch streaming with OBS, every overlay that you do is basically running a Google Chrome browser, right? It's all running in Google Chrome as a browser. So all these overlays and these drop games and so on, everything that's on screen does that. So you need a machine that can handle all of that in its stride. I think the Quadros are still DDR5, but if the prices are similar, we'd get a gaming GPU. Okay. Yeah, I have to look it up.
The thing is, they're a big machine. They're an aluminium chassis, so they don't overheat. That's the thing you want, something that's stable.
Well, I'm in the basement. My basement's even in summer. My basement is cooler than any other room in the house. Because
I've got an old Precision at the moment, and it does all my CAD stuff and 3D modeling stuff for work. No problem. So,
what's the photograph for, Jerry?
I got a picture of my computer.
Okay.
Suki,
get the dogs out.
Woof, woof, woof.
What's that? Is that a mouse behind you?
Yeah, squeaky toy.
No, my
squeaky toy.
Squeaky toy. That's what it is. A squeaky toy.
Yeah,
my
squeaky
elephant
toy under
hunting
the wheel.
dogs.
Yep.
Or as what I say about small dogs with my dog, a snack.
Yeah, and Red Light and his wife stopped by here Saturday. They came in town for his birthday and got a hold of me. And they didn't have a way of getting here, so I went downtown and picked them up and brought them over to visit for about an hour and a half or so. And then I took them back, dropped them off. I gave him one of my little aliens that I had printed, my little alien dudes.
So, by the way, if Red Light, if you're watching, I don't know if you are, but man, you scrub up well. Normally we will find you. Normally we see you. You're in your garage. We are doing your scrapping.
Covered in dust and grease, and he's a mess. Yeah.
And grime and dirt and a mountain of crap behind you. It's actually a nice day to see you actually clean and he's presentable, right? I didn't know rats could bark. That's good. I like that.
You step on them, they'll bark.
I realized this morning I've got rabbits in my front garden.
Ooh,
they're yummy.
Fricasseed. They're nice. They're nice fricasseed.
Yeah, so
casserole too. Good casserole.
I saw my doorbell camera caught one sitting on my porch. So I've got, and I think I have a good idea where they're coming in. I have a hedge in the front of the house, right by the outside the living room window, and I think that's where they have their burrow. So
you sure the Easter Bunny was just a bit late, running a bit late, maybe?
I know it's not the Easter Bunny. No, it's not the Easter Bunny.
Put a bear trap up.
No, well, I won't put a trap down, but you can put stuff down there that actually will repel them, and they move on.
Exotosis.
Rabbit pie, yeah.
Yeah.
Take care, Buzzy.
There's a reflection on my screen.
I have eagles and hawks in this area. They're all over the place.
They're good eating too.
That's a picture of my PC next to me.
Nice. Yeah, we get deer here all the time, but they're only in the back. They're rarely around the front, and they don't eat our flowers. But we do get we have a lot of deer in our area. We see them almost all year round.
I always call my fiancée my deer.
Well, if you don't do that over here, she'd be hunted in the fall.
My deer.
They are well fed because there's a lot of farming around us, and they do eat from there. And there's a lot of state parks around me, an awful lot of state parks. So because of that, there's lots of food in the area. I'm in Michigan, so we have a lot of deer here and a lot of state parks, a lot of waterland, because of all the lakes that we have here in Michigan. So it's good land for deer. We've even had some albino deer in the area.
Can you full screen this video that I'm going to share next?
Sure.
That way it looks like it's
just mute the audio before you do.
Well, I wanted the audio to come through.
Is it your video?
Yeah, it's okay to share.
Okay, if it's yours, that's fine. Yeah.
I'm going to show this Saturday when I run my live stream, but I wanted to share it here now.
Cool.
You've seen it here first. No, it's safe. You can trust me. No, that's the wrong screen.
You sure? You sure?
Yeah, I'm trustable.
I don't see it.
Okay, full screen.
In Traverse City, I'm way south of that.
There you go. Full screen that so it's like completely full screen. There you go.
Hey, this is Red Light 34 in Vegas. Come by to see Jerry's 3D printing. And this is Little Red Light. We're good. All right. Oh, God, I say.
Anyway.
He's got hair.
Yeah,
he's got hair. Yeah. You ever seen him? He's got the hat on.
No, I've seen him without the hat on. So your Traverse City is way north of me. I'm down south. I'm down by I'm down by the Novi and Farmington and like I'm way down.
He lives in Indiana somewhere, I believe.
Well, if you see Michigan as a mitten, I'm here. Where you're talking about is way up here. Traverse City is way up. So yeah, we do this all the time in Michigan because Michigan is the shape of a mitten. So if anyone in Michigan says, where do you live? You go, oh, oh, I live here. That's how everybody in Michigan does it because it looks in the shape of a mitten. So, what are you up to, Marco? You're muted, by the way, so you remember.
Yeah, I didn't want any echo, so I just left you all to it for a little bit.
We have
hear anymore. Let me know.
Nebraska. I was born in Nebraska. If that's where you're from, Tech Daddy 47. Sorry, Marco.
No, it's all right. I've just been slicing a coiled dragon like we were on about before, Liam.
Are you on a 500 by 500 by 600 printer?
No,
take 42 days to print.
Not quite. Mine's only a 2-day, 9-hour print, but yeah, I'm trying to get my silk stuck to the bed on one of my CR10s. It's been a right pain. Got a couple of lithos on as well, and I'm on Maker Deck on my other computer over here that keeps breaking it with Optical Illusion litho.
Yeah, so anyone missed that? Marco has a Flexi Dragon. He didn't. I can't remember where you got it. Where was it again?
Cinderwing 3D.
Cinderwing 3D, and it's actually a dragon, but it's coiled and stacked on top of itself upwards. And I said, since he was slicing it, or he had the model because I don't have the model. And he said, I said, find out how long it would take to run and slice that on my machine. There it is, there. On my big 500 by 500 by 600 printer. So he did. It took an hour and a half to slice it. And the slicer came back saying it was going to take 42 days and 8 kilos of filament.
Yeah. that will be a good print.
And I said, it'll be a fantastic print. But I said, I don't have a UPS to put on my printer because if I did, like for a print like that, you'd have to have a UPS because now that the weather's starting to warm up here, people are starting to get in, like turning on the aircon and so on. That's going to affect the power, right? So to some extent for a while, until it becomes until the electrical grid is brought up to the summer standards or summer requirements.
Yeah, here's 2 more pictures here.
Yeah, there's got built-in supports. It does, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a resin-supported model, but it's been proven that a 3D the FDM printer can print that.
Yeah, resin supports can be printed on F. As long as the supports are big enough, it'll work. Yeah.
Yeah. So
here we go.
Yeah, here's how fat Jerry is. See, that's how big I am. I should be little like he is. And that's a picture him and his wife and my Brandy there.
It was designed for resin, yeah, but it's a cool design. But yeah, in reality, if Cura says it's 42 days, chances are it's going to be 52 days in reality. And if it says 8 kilos, it's probably going to be close to 10 kilos. Was it Chris Mink said, he said he was joking. Well, I think he was joking. He said he would cover the cost of the filament if I'd print it.
Yeah.
But I would only do it if I had a UPS, if there was a chance of it succeeding. And I haven't printed anything really tall in that printer yet, so I want to make sure printing tall is clean before I go down that route. Because for Flexi, it has to be clean. But it'd be one hell of a print, though.
Hell yeah.
I would probably have... I don't think I have a chamber to put that in. Even though I don't need a chamber for PLA, I would probably want to put it in a chamber to make sure it succeeded.
I used to be 5'8", now I'm like 5'7.5". When you get fat and older, you shrink.
Well, that was used with a 0.4 nozzle. With a 0.8 nozzle, it'll get a little bit faster, but not an awful lot. You don't have the time when you go with twice the size of the nozzle. It's less than half. It's about, you gain about 1/3 of the on timing. It just means you're doing less walls. Is when you do it. Like I wouldn't do heavier, thicker layers. You'd have to do like 0.2 millimeter layers, but you do less walls because you just do one pass or maybe two passes on your walls run instead of 4. So
yeah, be a hell of a print that would.
it'd be an enormous print. I'd string it the whole way across here. It'd be so big. You know, it may even curl around across over here as well. And it would be a fantastic print.
Where are you going to put the big printer at?
I'm going to, right now it's on the floor temporarily. I haven't built a box because I've been busy every weekend. But I'm going to build a base for it. And it's going to be a floor printer by about 4 inches or so off the ground, maybe 6 inches. And I'll build a base for it out of 4x2s. And I'll stand it on that, is what I'm going to do. So I have the wood. I just haven't got the time to actually go and do it. But I will. I can do bigger layer heights, but the problem is, with a flexi, if you do too high a layer height, they may impede with each other. And you may run into problems with it. So I'd
probably
rather
end up catching on the articulated parts.
Yeah, they'll catch. Well, no, I'm not going to put it in my living room, but I'm going to stick it. I'm going to put it back here, and I'll build a box for it to put on the box. That's what my plan is to do. So it will be. It's going to be a floor-ish printer because the printer stands this tall anyway, right? So I won't be putting it on a shelf. I don't have a shelf that's big enough. So it'll be, I'll make a box for it, and I'll stand it on the floor on that box.
My suggestion to Liam, but he doesn't want to do it, is to move the computer behind him to his left, or his right, our left, and put a sheet of plywood on it, screw it to that table, and then put it right there.
That's where my son does his gaming.
Yeah. Okay.
So no, can't use that spot. That's his.
Not my spot. Get out of my spot.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'd hear.
You don't game in his bedroom?
No computers in the bedrooms. Here, and that's it. Hey Ben, how's life?
Hey Ben Brady.
The volume of that printer is a 500 by 500 by 600.
Sorry to hear about your wife's mother, Ben Brady.
Oh, did she? I know she was sick. Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ben.
Sorry.
Pass on my condolences, please. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. I don't know. I must have missed it. I'm sorry.
My condolences too.
Yeah. But second, that's a huge machine. And there's rumors that there's a possibility of sometime later this year. It won't be ready by the summer, by the middle of the year. Of the possibility of a 600 by 600. Oh, Chrissy heard. That's good. There's a possibility of a 6 by 6 by 6 printer as well.
Jesus.
Yeah. And it's going to be an IDEX. And it's going to be running Clipper.
So a couple of 10 kilo spools on each side. Have you?
Yes, actually, that was part of the design. There's got really big, hefty spool holders, so they can put big spools on it. Yeah, 360 by 360. I can print a 360 by 360 on that printer. So yeah, it's a big machine. If you go check my videos, you can check my old videos here on Twitch or go to my YouTube channel. The video of the unboxing and the build of that machine is there. What I was thinking is, like, after I finish my testing with the machine, which I haven't finished yet, my goal would be to maybe change the hot end over to a volcano or something similar, and put a 1 millimeter nozzle on it. And by doing that, now that will shoot through filament. But if I put a 1 millimeter nozzle and a volcano, you can print. And I've done some tests. Actually, let me show you how big. I did a 450 by 450 print. 1 second. Somebody say something. So,
I don't know what to say.
Quiet. Quiet.
The printer is a glass bed, right? And I did a 450 by 450 print on it. This is its first layer. This one, you have to use glue stick on it because it's a standard bed, a standard glass. So this came off because of the glue. I didn't spread it evenly. It's my own mistake. But that's how shiny the first layer is on a 500 by 500 print bed.
I used to save those and I started throwing them away when I have a print like that. I'd think, well, that looks
I'm
really
holding
cool.
onto this one because it's a monster.
Yeah.
And it's actually silky smooth. It's perfectly flat. A tree? No. I know a buddy of mine has. It's 2.85. It's not actually 3 millimeter.
Yeah.
2.85.
You can hang that on the wall diagonally and write Astro Printer across it.
Right here?
Well, wherever you want. I wouldn't block a printer.
I know. Would you see? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do know some guys who've got Lulzbot machines, and they used to be all 2.75 mil or 3 mil, as some people call them. And but yeah, all the Lulzbot used to be 2.75. There's a couple of others that are 2.75, but the newer ones, the sidekicks, are 1.75, and even for the older machines now on Lulzbot, you can actually take the heads are modular on Lulzbot. You can take the head off and put on a new one, and now they're now offering 1.75s on the other machines before. Where they used to do that before, it would only be 2.85. I have a buddy of mine who's got 2 Lulzbot machines. He's got a Taz and a Taz Pro. Oh, sorry, a Taz and a Taz Workhorse. And they were 2.85, but they have added the 1.75 millimeter hot ends now. So you just undo a cable, unscrew the hot end, put in a new one, and you're done. So, yeah. And the issue about 2.85 is, one, it's often used in industrial setups. 2, 2.85 is often used in... there's normally a limited number of colors available. Oh, for the big printer that I have already, it's under $600 on AliExpress.
Yeah,
Yep.
cheap.
Ben Brady got a good deal on like a truckload of 285. He got one hell of a good deal. He has enough to last him longer than he's going to be around. So.
Cool.
But Filament does go bad too. It does get brittle.
Yeah, it is called both. You're correct. For normal nozzle size, it can be extreme. Well, what happened?
I'm all right.
Hey,
No,
come on! This is not a Tim stream. Come on.
I just unplugged
hot
it,
glue gun,
and I bumped the nozzle. It didn't hurt as bad as I reacted. You know, you overreact when something happens.
Well, yes, it does. 300 spools. Oh, wow. That was... What type of material is that? Is that ABS or PLA or what?
I'd convert all my hot ends to that as well for that price.
No, so the 2.85s, it's all PLA. Wow, that's a fantastic deal.
Yeah.
Where did you get it?
I hot glued the nuts so they never fall off and hit the circuit board.
Yeah, hot gluing your nuts will do that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I advised Jerry to hot glue his nuts.
Yeah.
He's worried that the nuts will fall out on the board while the machine is running.
Short out.
But Jerry, here's an issue. It won't fall out anywhere. Do you know why? That cover's pointing towards the floor.
Yeah, that's true.
So it won't matter. I've been briefing, actually moving to Gwenville. Okay.
And I thought Matt's printers were noisy there, Marco.
I muted you. Go on.
What?
Yeah, that printer is.
I thought Matt's
noisy.
printers were noisy, Marco. Yours are pretty noisy.
Wow.
Is this one doing this optical illusion?
Where'd you get that deal? Is it good? Is it good material? Hot glue. Well, so. No. The idea is the thought was that when you undo the bolt, the nuts don't fall out. And you don't have to Loctite them in because you might want to change them. So if you use hot glue, you can always take off the hot glue and replace it later on if you ever want to.
I think somebody passed away and Ben went to the yard sale and said, "Hey, you take $1 a spool." I mean, I don't know, but That's like Brandy. She said, if you die, I'm throwing all your stuff away. Well, I'm sorry. I got thousands upon thousands of dollars and everything everywhere. You wouldn't want to throw it away. You know, you'd be selling it for years.
Well, Matt's only running.
Back in a second, guys.
Yeah, I'm running the focus right now.
Okay.
So that's why you can't hear it.
Yeah, well, and like 2.85 has a limited number of color ranges. But if you're doing production, like heavy production, most companies who are doing producing use 2.85 because they can use larger nozzles and push more material. Like you can't use a 2mm nozzle with a 1.75mm filament because it just won't melt properly, right? But you can use a 2mm nozzle or even a 1.5mm nozzle with 2.85. Who got it from an auction and she didn't know. Oh wow! And it's not that you can print faster. You can. It depends on your nozzle, on the diameter of your nozzle, the speed of your print. But I know, as I said, I know some guys who have them, and especially Lulzbot. Well, yeah, I suppose it is a higher rate. Yeah. But I've seen guys print on a 2.85. It takes longer to print with a 0.5mm nozzle than I did with a 0.4 on some of my printers. So it varies. Depends on your settings, depending on how well you tune it. Most printers struggle with extrusion higher speed. That's why high flow hot ends, double gear extruders is a thing now. With 2.85, you need more torque. You only need the more torque if you go with smaller nozzles. For higher nozzles, you don't. You just and that's down to your E-steps. But the dual gear extruder does make a difference. Everyone's going dual gear now. Well, they should be. So we've lost Kieran and Matt's muted.
Is your belt printer dual gear, Liam?
Nope.
You wish you lost
Why
me.
not? If everybody should be doing it, why didn't you do it on that?
Because I was converting an Ender 3, so an Ender 3 doesn't have dual gear.
But you could upgrade it.
Yeah,
yes, but that would not be a one-for-one comparison of doing the conversion later on. Yeah. If it prints fine, oh yeah, I'll switch it out. I use Titan Aereo extruder and a Volcano hot end. Okay, at a 0.8. Yeah, 0.8 is great. I've used 0.8 a lot with PETG. Works fantastic.
I think I only use 0.4 nozzles. I believe if you go to 6, you don't have to change anything. If you go to 8, then you got to change lots of settings, your temperature and other settings. But
yeah, well, you do your testing on the material to get the right settings, but it does make a difference. I can upgrade an Ender 3. Pretty much nothing is left. Yeah, well, the belt printer is basically.
Who's he flipping off?
I'm trying to get some files transferred remotely to an offshore oil rig, and they just started to pull the computer off the network that I was transferring files to.
And you're flipping off your computer screen?
I'm not happy. Not a happy camper.
Look
I'm bitchy about getting it fixed. And I've been trying to get these files transferred for the last 3 days because the comms out there isn't that great.
Oh, wow.
One file left to go. It's the last one, and it's just died on me. So.
Yeah, and when you're talking to the rigs, hey Liam, throw up the link. What? Oh, you want to come in and join? Okay. Here's the link, guys. If anyone wants to come in and join. Oh, that's the wrong link. I could invite, copy link again.
He said, scroll up. It says that Tech Dotty. Cool. Any of you good with Raspberry Pis?
Yeah.
Depends what you want to do with the Pi. Yeah, we all use them. Yep.
Yeah, I use Pis. I use them for Clipper.
I've got 4 Pi 3Bs right here.
I've used them for Octoprint. I'm more inclined not to use Octoprint with Clipper. I'm more inclined to use Fluid or Mainsail, but I like the Fluid UI.
Is it Mainsail more common or is it Fluid?
Well, at one point, the original developer of Fluid, which everybody loves, kind of stopped producing and doing updates.
Okay.
But apparently somebody else has taken it up. So, and I like the UI.
Absolutely, Mr. Brady. Well, no, I won't blame idiots. It's more than likely someone killed the router between the accommodation and the our unit and dropped off the remote laptop.
Yeah. And you're doing out to the rigs. You're like it's not hardwired, so you're doing like satellite uplinks and stuff. So that's slow.
Nobody can call about it and say, "Hey, dude, I wasn't done."
No, they'll bring the cabin's up because I can see the cabin's up. The PC's in the cabin, but this is a remote laptop there. But there's like a couple of managed switches between our cabin and that PC. So someone could have dropped one of the switches off. We have no control over that. That's the client. So
yeah, well, yeah. You know,
it is what it is. I've got the main file. It's just one small update file I've got to push through. So I'll just keep monitoring it till it comes back online. Then I'll push it through.
You know, you can make stuff idiot proof, but all they do is go build better idiots.
I said no, it's our guys that said it because it was the main PCs are up. They've just lost one of the laptops and trying to get it got corrupted software. I dropped off 2 more yesterday to the workshop to get hand carried out to the rig tomorrow. So
maybe I think what they did, maybe they turn around and rebooted the laptop because it was going slow.
Could have too, but I'm just watching to see if it comes back online here.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Hey, newbie. I've got Mylan.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, Mylan, how's it going?
Good.
How are you today?
Good. Hanging in there, man. Busy day.
You're looking nice and alert today. You got the medication dialed in pretty good today now.
Yeah, I got it dialed in today. So they just started me on some new stuff, and
that's the worst part, isn't it? Here's something new. You don't know what it'll do? Here's something new. Go for it.
Yeah. Well, two of the medications I have to take are experimental, so and insurance won't cover them, so it comes out of my pocket. But the doctors are like, if you don't take this medication, we're not going to treat you. Because basically to them, it's like, okay, well, you don't really care about your life. We're trying to help you live longer.
So, Milan, I have a question for you then. Since it's experimental, when are they going to send you the T-shirt that says guinea pig? When are they going to send you the guinea pig T-shirt?
That's it. Yeah.
I think I might have to get one made myself, Liam.
You should. Medical guinea pig, and you should wear that every time you go to see the doctor. When you're going about your meds, you can say, come in for for an update on my prescription.
But the experimental or not, the question is, does it make you feel better? That's the important question, experimental or not.
Yeah. I just started them, so I'm only 3 weeks in on them. So
3 weeks isn't enough to actually see how it settles. No, 3 weeks is not enough. You need about 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, but he hasn't grown the second head yet, so I suppose it's a good sign, right?
Well, I got this bump on my back that I don't know what it's doing. It seems like it's moving, so.
Well, Chromatone, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. Can you 3D print a 3D printer? Yes, you can.
On those laptops,
I'll show you.
I just looked at the HP Spectra, and they've got the HP Spectra with 32 gig Optane, and they've got it for 1600.
So 1 second, guys. Chromatone. This is a 3D printed 3D printer. All the components all the joints and all this are all 3D printed. So it's 3D printed a 3D printer. So can you 3D print a 3D printer? Yes, you can. And there's living proof of it there. It's a bell printer. Awesome. Yeah, it is awesome. Yeah. And the nice thing about 3D printing is when you buy a printer, if you want to do modifications or updates to it, you can design and 3D print and upgrade the printer using itself to make the parts.
What laptop was that, Milan, you said?
It is the HP Spectra 360, and it comes with 32 gig of RAM, and you can get it for 1600.
That sounds like their precision equivalent, yeah. From memory, the Spectra is the HP's equivalent. Yeah.
Yes, that's the HP. Yeah, those are beasts. So they can go even higher, but it comes to I think it's got the i7 processor with it. But those Spectras are monsters.
Yeah, they're the HP equivalent of the Dell Precision laptops, which is the same thing. Commercial, built like British houses, and nice and solid. Which is good.
Yeah.
So.
That's how I like to get I'm trying to try and get one for myself for my birthday, so that'd be my birthday present.
Well, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing this as a birthday gift for myself.
Yeah.
Because I need to upgrade it. I badly need a machine, and my beloved turned around and said it to me the other day. She said, I know. She said, you're having problems with the laptop. It was doing stuff streaming. I said, yeah. She said, when you for next month, go buy one. Buy yourself an early birthday present. I said, okay.
Yep, there you go.
I would argue.
Hey, that's it. Now, my upgrade this year is I just ordered a new laser printer. So my one exploded after about 12 years. So time for a new one.
Actually, I myself need to get a new, better PC for doing all my 3D printing with. So
yeah, there's a
lot and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I can get
lot of designs out there.
With just 16 gig in it, it'll be fine.
How far can automation go to making in the future? The fun part of making is designing and making. So, will making ever become automated? Maybe 3D printers will be plug and play, like a desktop printer. But you must remember, 3D printing came out of the maker community. So, people like us said we need to do this, and every time we want to make a model, we have to go off and then we have to pay for it to be. We can design it, but we have to go off and get someone to create machine parts to cast it or whatever, right? And so 3D printing came out of people wanting a faster way of doing iterative testing of designs. And like that was what, 40 years ago? First 3D printer was about 40 years ago. It was a resin printer actually, about 40 years ago. And then FDM came in later on, or FFF, which FDM is copyright, so FFF is what most people use. And then they became cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and then people started using them at home. I'm sure that they know. I think the only parts that aren't printed are the wires, motors, and control boards, maybe. Yeah, sure. I have 3D printed robots. We some of us here on stream have done 3D printed robots other than the electronics. Even the gear systems in our robots are here we've got some gear.
But you know, they say, Liam, that by 2025, at least 30% of the homes in the U.S. will have a 3D printer in them.
I don't think so. No.
That's just what they say. I don't know if it's for true or not. I'm not backing on it, but
I think it could possibly
10 or 15 years, maybe.
Yeah. So Ben, FDM is forced deposition manufacturing, and it is copyrighted by Stratasys. So the FDM is there. And that's why most companies online, when you see them post about it, they use FFF, Force Filament Fusion printers, because FDM is actually a copyright term.
People try to copyright anything just to make a buck, just like
Michael Jackson copyrighted this way back.
Happy Birthday, or people copyrighting Hello. I mean, copyright goodbye. I'm going to copyright goodbye. So every time you say goodbye, somebody got to pay me money.
But Stratasys, they did come up with with FDM printing, and they copyrighted it as part of their patent for their printer. Go on
Facebook, and on the search bar, type in the word awesome and see what happens.
Yeah.
Joe Telling pops up. He does.
High five. Yeah. We're not making fun of you, Joel, if you're listening. They're your key phrases.
Remember, all of you guys are guests on my planet.
Yeah, and Matt likes to believe he's in his own world. Yes,
if you're the first one to go to another planet, technically you could claim it no matter what any government says. If you're the first one there, it's yours to do with what you want. You just have to fight off everybody that showed up, and then
Actually, there's international treaties saying that anything off Earth is not solely owned by anybody.
But because the people on Earth made up that law.
I didn't sign that contract.
If you're actually there on another planet, you can do whatever you want. No one has a right on this planet to say what somebody owns out there, because they're not out there; they're here.
Yeah. Tell that to the people on that planet. They don't want you on it. Yeah.
Okay, but you're misunderstanding me, guys. You're misunderstanding me.
It's another way of studying war,
You're misunderstanding me. The rules, the international treaty signed by almost every country, especially all the spacefaring countries, they sign up to it. To say that anything off country or off world, off the Earth, is not owned. So you can't go and claim parts of the moon. You can't go claim parts of Mars.
I didn't sign a contract.
You didn't. Your government didn't in your said. The government, your government did it for you instead. So and so you have to
I have
abide by
to
the
own
rules
my
of the government.
government then.
Well, then you have to give up. To do that, you have to give up
The
all
whole
citizenship, and they wouldn't
country.
apply.
Who's with
I'm
me?
just saying, there's international treaties that actually cover that. To say nothing off-world is owned by anybody. It is available for all mankind. You can't
So,
claim.
question: what happens if somebody off-world comes to Earth and says Earth is mine?
Well, it might have
Well,
been.
if they manage to travel here, I don't think we'd have much to argue with because chances are they're going to have way more.
Their guns bigger than your guns. You got no choice in the matter. Yeah.
Our ancestors come back and say, you know what? And there's been movies about this. We're not happy with you guys, and they push a button and they get rid of their offspring from way back when, and we all disappear. So I mean, you never know.
Yep. So what's the name of your planet? Okay. Matt, what's the name of your planet?
Matopia.
Walla Walla Land.
Okay.
You think those rules mean that everyone kind of owns? Yes.
Rules can be changed.
Everyone owns space.
Laws can be changed.
Well, yeah, but does everybody own space? Nobody owns space. Not everybody. Nobody. It's available for you to go do research, but nobody owns it.
So why you can own a star, huh?
You can't.
Yes, you can put a name on it.
That is not real. That's a scam to get people to pay money for nothing. I've had people, speaking of owning stars, for those who do not know me, I'm an astronomer, right? I'm not only into just knowing the stars, I'm into, there's ads. Wait for a second for Groggy to come back in. 30 seconds. I can't turn them off, guys. Twitch won't allow me. Give a couple of seconds for Groggy now to get back in. So, owning is when you get your name put on the star, that's incorrect. That's false. It's what actually you're doing is you're paying money, so someone to send you some paperwork to say that your name, that you're not, the star is now named after you. One is false, and about 88% or probably over 90% of the time, what they're saying is you're in your name. There's nothing there, and I've proven this because I've had people come to me saying, "Oh, I bought this star for this person," and they give me all the details, and I go look it up in the astronomical databases. It's not there. There's nothing in that space. It's an empty spot in space. So if you've ever fallen for that, you should get a T-shirt that says "sucker" because that's what you are. It's a scam. It's a scam all out. Don't ever believe that. My own nephew told me that he did this for his girlfriend. And I said, okay, where is it? And he sent me the information. I looked it up and I went, you know what? Don't tell her this, but there's nothing there. Those positions in space is an empty spot. So yeah.
Hey Marcus.
Don't fall for it. Hey Marcus. They're about as close to an NFT as everything. Yeah, they do not exist. It's like my star sign, right? I was born in June, but my star sign is dinosaur. Just like the rest of them, they don't exist anymore.
Space will be the new Wild West someday. If an asteroid doesn't hit us and wipe out Earth, someday, yeah, it'll be the new Wild West, just like you see in sci-fi movies. But we will never see it.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple hundred years from now.
Maybe. Most stars are in alphanumeric sequence. They are given a name and a number and a number and a letter. Most stars, like N whatever, or like most nebulas and globular clusters are giving an NGC number in a lot of cases. Hey, Phoenix Call. I'm assuming I enunciated that correct.
A new follow from them.
Yeah. A new follow. Thank you.
If anybody's out in outer space, which we're not, and you find a Tesla, is it yours to keep because it's floating around? Yeah, sure. It's free. It was let
salvage
loose,
rights. Right? Yes, you're correct. But the Tesla have been out and the Tesla that was launched, that has been orbiting for the last 2 years or 3 years now. That's probably won't look anything like a car anymore. It's probably all ripped up by space dust and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, man, at some point. But I don't know if I'll see it in my lifetime. I hope not, but at some point.
Would it be that shredded that quick, William?
That's a secret, Chris. If I tell you that, I'll have to kill you.
Would that Tesla be that tore up That quick, Liam.
That's the Roadster that was launched by Elon Musk. And he did the Falcon Heavy launch a couple of years ago.
It was probably drained of gas and oil and everything too.
Well, it's electric car. There's no gas or oil.
Oh yes, okay, yeah.
So yeah,
it
sure is. Yeah. And it didn't even have its batteries in it when it was launched.
Yeah.
Phoenix call, but okay. Thank you for correcting me. Phoenix call, okay. So that is actually still in orbit around actually between Earth and Mars. It's actually orbiting the sun.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my printer.
How was it?
I'm getting it when it finishes a print, it homes because it's an IDEX and the way the firmware is set up, it homes at really, really fast speeds. And when you do, and it does that sometimes when you start a print, it goes out, it homes and then zooms in and then it starts to print. And because of the speed it moves, it's actually causing the idler to vibrate a little bit. The freewheel, not the one with the teeth in it, the one that's just smooth. It vibrates a little bit because of the speed it's moving at.
All right, guys, I'm gonna pop off. I might see you later. I have something to do. Something came up in this moment. I have to go out with my dog.
No worries, Matt. We'll catch you later.
So
more
coins.
Take it easy, guys.
Sure, man.
Your lithoplane's looking a lot better now, Marco, since the lighting and that's moved. It looks a lot better on. They've got it on big screen on MakerDeck.
Yeah, I just saw it then. It does look a lot better. I just need to get that lighting position right.
Yeah, that's it. So at least the camera's in a good spot. It's just getting that lighting sorted now, tweaked. You're looking good.
Yeah.
What's MakerDeck?
In case anybody's wondering, I'm printing coins that I'll be giving away that I designed for NASA.
Sorry, you didn't know what MakerDeck is, Milan? MakerDeck is a Twitch channel which currently displays live up to 10 people doing crafts or 3D printing or laser printing or crocheting or painting at any one time. And it's basically anyone who's in the maker community can join. Let me just do the shout out for it. And you can go and jump on and have a look at it.
A couple days ago, I seen there was one person had 2 different cameras going.
Yep, a lot of people have 2 different cameras. Some have 2 different Krusty 3D had a laser and a printer running at the same time.
Yeah, I've done the laser, I've done the CO2 laser and stuff. So someone asked what I'm making. So here I'll go to the side to get closer. I designed these coins. These are giveaways for the James Webb Space Telescope. They're little coins I designed.
Nope.
And I'm printing them because I do outreach for NASA. I go out and do talks and stuff in the area for NASA. And I designed these and I'm printing them to be giving away to people at the events I'm doing. So I'm doing some in silver and gold. That's the job starting. It zooms over really fast. Yeah. It's okay, but I have it set to move fast because it moves really fast to get to where it needs to be. And then the 2 heads come out and start printing together at normal speed.
Thanks, Karen.
Just I have the travel speed set to high.
Louisiana hobby guy, Rich, how you doing?
Hey, Rich, you want to come in and join us, or anyone else can come in and join us? Let me put in the link here. Paste. There you go. If you want to come in and join us, Rich, you are welcome.
If anybody wants to learn about lasers and diode lasers and light burn, the man in chat, Rich, Louisiana hobby guy, is a channel to go to on YouTube. He has a great channel. He puts out videos every couple of days.
So if you look at that MakerDeck, Milan, we've all been on it so far. Myself, Liam, Marco's been on it. Marco's got a lithophane running at the moment on it.
Yeah.
I was on his first day.
It's basically running 24/7. The mods still have to get sorted out. There's still some work on the mods to do to get total coverage 24/7, but 24/7 coverage, anywhere between 6 to 10 projects on any one time live around the clock. It's been running since Friday last week. It's a project set up.
MakerDeck.
MakerDeck. I've done the shout out there for it. The shout out's in the screen there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when are those questions there? So are there any solids lighter than air?
Yes.
No. Well, yes. There's
that aerofoam. The aerofoam that's
it's not lighter than gel. They're lighter than air. It doesn't float.
It's gel. Yeah.
So it's actually not lighter than air. It's because it's actually heavier than air, but it's really soft and light, super light to hold. But if it was lighter than air, it would float. And it doesn't float. So, Rich,
there?
Rich.
Hey, Rich, X-Tool.
I'll be unboxing this weekend is Neutrality. They've come out with a new laser, the diode laser. So I'll be unboxing that Saturday morning. Maybe it was filled with well, then filling with helium is the item is not lighter than air. The helium is lighter than air, and it's making it more buoyant. So, yeah, aerogel is actually not lighter than air, I believe.
Guys, I'm going to head off now.
Okay.
No worries,
my
Marco.
workstation's way too loud at the minute. I don't know.
Take care, Marco.
Ciao, Marco. Take care.
Have a great night.
Okay,
Oh, you got the Falcon too? Nice.
See you later, Marco.
All right, cheers. See you guys.
Ciao. I don't know if it's a 5 or a 10 watt. It doesn't matter. For engraving, I don't use a diode laser for cutting myself. That's me. If I want to cut, I have a CNC or I have my CO2 laser, which is right here. I don't use a diode laser for cutting.
Okay, so I got 9 of them going right now, huh?
My grandfather aerospace firm built.
Yeah, someone's dropped out. Yeah, someone's dropped out. But you'll see there are 9 different printers at this point in time.
Yeah.
There is no consistency on the printers, what they're printing, glass beds. We've had earlier in the week we had a Delta, an IDEX, a Core XY, and bed slingers, plus a laser going on. So there's a whole variety that goes on that channel. Yeah. There's a Discord channel link to that, so you can actually join the group to get dropped onto it. It's not that hard to do.
Okay, now last night. I don't belong to a Discord.
It's free.
That's
fine. So the CO2 laser, there's a company in California called OM.
You just type in Discord.
They sell them locally.
If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, there is a Discord link. You'll see bottom right hand corner below the actual window under the who is making it for. You'll see a join our Discord option.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it through a web browser. Okay.
Now I'm on Twitter. I see Twitter and I see Discord right below.
Not Twitter, Twitch.
Yeah, you'll see under does the Make a Deck project need help, and you will see there is a join our Discord link on the below the actual screens under all the about it. You'll see what is Make a Deck, who is it for, and does the Make a Deck project need help? There's a join our Discord option, which you can get in there to join.
So yeah, I've had my IDEX on there throughout the week. Anybody can get a laser. Like the only you can even get like metal cutting lasers if you have enough money. As a K40 laser is about. Hey Tim, how are you?
I had this on the maker deck on the first day. Then the next morning when I woke up, since I needed to do stuff in my hobby room here, I took it off. So the whole print never got done, but I had that scraping overnight. So that's that bright. It really is that bright. So roll of the orange eyed one from Loyal a long time ago.
So you can get a CO2 laser like this one. We also call it K40. Some people call them K40s for under $600, I believe.
And then do a lot of little upgrades to it.
Yeah, and a fiber laser it would be nice, but a fiber laser starts at about $2,000 and upwards.
$1,500. I think tripod's like $1,500.
Yeah, but John's one is not a true fiber laser.
Okay.
A true fiber laser which can engrave into metal deep. They cost about $2,000 or more. I printed 2 flame dragons.
Why are you hiding behind the emblem there, Liam?
I'm incognito, Jerry.
Oh, come on. I don't think you've ever been to Cognito.
Isn't that just across the river from you?
It is, yeah, Cognito.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
This camera came today in the mail.
Yeah.
And adjust the focus and everything. Those little levers are harder than hell to turn. You really got to pull like hell to get it to move.
Don't they have little screws you can loosen on them?
No, on the
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, those are locking screws.
This is the helping channel.
I was just pushing like hell earlier to get it to move. I didn't realize that you just loosen that up and then it turns easy.
Yeah, you loosen it up, and I keep them not too loose, but I don't keep them too tight.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me. I would have wound up breaking one of them off.
You mean you can lock them in
If you
place
keep it-
with your fixed focus. That's why.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
keep them engaged too much and you turn it, you'll wear down the inside
Yeah.
of it and it'll become
Yeah.
loose.
Well, that's good.
Okay.
That's good that we figured that out real quick.
Your laser engrave was $200.
Thanks,
What
appreciate
laser
that.
engraver do you have?
Yeah, I learned something.
Jerry
there.
just learned something. Well, if you don't learn something new every day, then what's the point, right? So the
Yeah, I
whole
got
thing
it.
every day.
And on a regular
I know.
camera, you see a little knob that sticks up. You think you grab it and you turn it. I didn't even think that to loosen it and see if it turned. I didn't think about it.
They probably lock the focus. They give you the option to lock focus on it for somebody that's always the same distance away.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so yeah,
Everybody.
Palm printed. Oh, these are beautiful layers. Sorry, I'm just checking the print on my on the machine. The so that whatever you sent me, Tim, hasn't arrived yet. I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay. Sometimes from Canada to the U.S., I don't know. Sometimes it's 3 days. Sometimes it's 2 weeks. It's ridiculous.
Well, if it went via Chicago, it's going to be there for 6 weeks.
Oh God.
Well, I shipped something overseas actually. Well, I know Canada's not overseas, but I shipped something overseas, and it spent 6 weeks sitting in Chicago, waiting to be put in a plane.
That's crazy.
Aren't you? Okay, Ben wants to know: Are you not done? Are you not done yet with that Boron?
Oh yeah, I'm
25. Okay.
I'm done. I'm tidying up the wiring. I got the firmware is in and the everything's in it. I'm tidying up the wiring before I put any of the covers on. I'm going to make sure everything works.
Okay.
I'm going to test all the motors and stuff.
Yeah. So you have the TD25, the 2 trees laser. I don't have any 2 trees. I have 8 other lasers.
I have their new one. That's I believe a 5.5 watt, and it's a killer little laser. I love it.
Yeah. No, so I don't have any 2 trees. I have the Ortor. I have Comgro. I have a couple of others. So I have the new Corality one that I have to unbox this weekend. Yeah, AliExpress can be. So also remember, sometimes AliExpress has stuff here in country. They have a U.S. warehouse. So sometimes when you order stuff from AliExpress, if they have it in country, they'll ship within country, right?
Yep.
There's certain stuff they do keep that is a high turnover. Trying to ship it all the time from overseas would be ridiculously expensive. So they do. They see a trend, and they'll do a bulk shipment. Is what they do. Now, I've done some big stuff and some large and some small stuff. It's a variety of things.
Person in chat, Tim wants to know what you're working on.
Oh, I guess I should turn chat on. Hang on.
I can't pronounce the name. I think it's Fiznik.
Oh, hi, Tim.
Physical. Let's get
Yeah,
physical.
Michael, I thought you were there.
Hey, you didn't notice I was there. I'm working on my
I'm
Voron
staring at
0.1.
another screen.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Yeah, I'm working on a Voron 0.1. I'm just tidying up all the. I mean, that's so neat now. The wiring on that. So
yeah,
just getting the wiring all tidied up, shortening.
Well,
my,
I'm not going to say a word, Tim. I will not say a word.
I have a question for you, Tim.
Yeah.
Is everything straight?
No, and that's
I said the Kieran.
This cable freeway is a tad crooked. Okay, so yeah.
Those clip-on cable guides are nice with the conduit. The clip-on conduit's nice.
It's great, but I had to buy a 6-foot section of it, so I have another 5 feet left hanging around. So
well, you can use a few more strips inside your big boy.
Well, or use the remainder of it. Hey, Matt, how are you?
Hello, Matt.
So you could get the remainder of that and put it underneath your desk to actually run cables over and back to keep them tidy underneath.
Oh,
the
good
desk.
point. And it was $19 for the 6-foot strip, and it's 1.5 by 1.5. That's a good idea, Liam. That's a great idea.
I've got them now and again. Not very often, but I do get them now and again.
Once in a while, even a broken clock's right twice.
Thanks, Kieran.
You're welcome.
I have an X-Tool 10 watt that should be shipped out to me probably tomorrow. X-Tool sending me out there later to review.
Cool.
Oh yeah. So I don't have any X2 machines. I don't have any 2 trees, even though they've come out with a few versions, and I've like even their enclosed units and so on. I tried, and they for some reason they deemed they didn't even answer me. Actually, is what really happened. They totally ignored me. But that's
show Phoenix call that we were talking about the trunking. Tim, bring it up to screen again. That trunking, so I can see what it's like.
Oh,
let me put it full screen again. There you go.
Yeah.
So this piece right here.
Yeah, you can buy it at any hardware store. Yeah.
Kind of bury all your wires under it. Yeah, I bought it at a local electronics store.
That's nice.
You can break out some of the side panels and you can get the cables.
No, it's actually grooves in the side. There's grooves already in the side.
So you can see the side there where I've broken out a couple of the tabs to put all the power.
Depending what you have to do, you can break some out to more room as well, but that's great.
Yeah, which is what I had to do there, so I didn't bend the ferrules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is easy access to actually reroute or add extra stuff. Sweet.
Yeah, and it looks really clean.
It does. It looks nice and professional. That's actually really, really nice job there, Tim. For a small unit like that, it's a nice job.
Why not use zip tie cable? Well, zip ties are fine, but this way you can actually run cables without strapping them together. You don't have to deal with zip ties, and it's tidy.
Well, I did.
And rerouting or adding or removing extra cables, just pull the cover off, reroute it, cover it up again.
Inside this, I actually did zip tie some of the cables so that they were neater inside it. Right, so there's some cables zip tied in there. So yeah, but then that just finishes it really nice, is all.
Well,
right?
I've used stuff at networking, cabling, and channels like that for when I was doing networking. So for Ethernet cables on punch down panels and so on.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what HDPE is. Phoenix.
I don't know.
And then there's another little one on the bottom, which is carrying all the cables that go from the power supply to a few things here.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Just to keep the bottom nice and neat. So
it does a nice job, but it's so easy to access afterwards and do any extra cabling or run through some tubing or anything else you want to do through it. It's great.
Unlike the hot end, if I ever have a clog and I have to take the hot end apart, oh my goodness, it'll be a nightmare. Mini afterburner was a challenge.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
He's talking about the channeling.
What it's made from? It's made from standard electrical paneling trunking.
Yeah.
Extrusion.
And you get them in usually. So like here's the length I bought.
Yeah.
So this one is actually about 6 feet left. Actually, I think it was a 7-foot piece. So you can cut it to whatever length you need.
I need to mount another spool.
That's a great
rack.
idea.
So I need to set up. I need to buy some tubing for my spool rack. I want to mount another spool rack on the wall.
But that's a great idea, Liam, because I can run all my camera cables, everything through it.
Yeah, but the spool rack, I have the spool rack that you put up. I printed the mounts for it.
Yeah.
I just need to put. I've one already up right over here behind me, but I need to add another one. I need a couple of them. So what I'm thinking of is I may actually set one up as a with the ring through the center of it, the bottom one. I might put up 3 of them because I have the big printers. I can just hang a spool and run the spool straight down into the printer from above.
Yeah.
So 2 will be racks and 1 will be rack/functional. So, what's everybody in chat working on, by the way, guys? What are you working on? I've been doing some stuff with electronics throughout the week and printing these stuff, and I'm busy with on the weekend, so I'll be able to join your Hangout on Saturday, Jerry. But all day Sunday I'll be busy, and then next weekend, not this coming weekend, the following weekend, I won't be on because I'll be busy both Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I'm going to Prump to visit my brother on Sunday, and then Saturday I'll have a giveaway for Ziltech, 3 rolls of PLA or PETG, 1 per winner, 3 rolls USA only. That's Saturday.
Oh. I was supposed to be doing a filament, and I never heard back from it. So apparently, I'm not doing a
Wired
film today.
The wired shelf Prusa printers. I printed out 4 brackets, and I went down to Lowe's and I got some conduit, 1/2-inch conduit, and I drilled them out because it wouldn't quite fit. And then I just bolted up the 4 brackets. They're at a PLA Plus, like 40 or 50% infill, layer 644, and it seems to be holding up fine.
Slim Pickens, what printer are you getting? You're building a drone, Phoenix called. Nice. Cool. Yeah, I'm not into drones. That's never been my thing. I went into like 3D printing, CNC, lasers, astronomy, physics. I'm just a nerd.
He's not into Chinese food, TV set.
Excuse me, I'm into Chinese food. I never said I wasn't.
Well, I mentioned fried rice. I mentioned fried rice. You know, I don't eat fried rice.
I don't like fried rice. I'm used to I prefer noodles over rice.
Yeah, that's what my wife usually gets when I go get lo mein noodles. She likes, and I like fried rice, pork fried rice.
Well, we do our own here. We make our own Chinese food here. Well, thanks, Ben. Thanks, Ben.
Are you just using fluoro paint to highlight some of your pellets so you can see every 3rd or 4th pellet traces, for the want of a better word? Or do you actually have specific paint you use to visualize, aid in visualization of your pellets?
Wow. So you get an Industry Pro. They're not Industry Pro. Well, my bell printer that I showed you a while ago used to be an Industry Pro. Quantum lock. Be more specific. Let me see if I got an answer.
I'm getting a package. I'm getting a package. 2 more spools of dual color silk filament.
Oh, nice. So if you're talking about quantum pairing, which I think you are.
It's quantum equivalent.
No, he said quantum lock, and I think he means more to me.
Are you alone?
Yeah, kind of.
If you're talking about pairing between at the quantum level of it's proven it does work. We know it's real. If that's what you're referring to, can you be more clear? Because it's not called. I don't think they call it quantum lock.
No, sorry, it wasn't me getting a package. It was Mr. Dan was getting a package.
Superconductive magnets. I haven't done anything on those, so I'm not 100% sure. I was assuming that you mean quantum pairing or bonding. Yeah, superconductive magnet. I haven't done. I do a lot in I've done a lot of stuff on.
I need to drop off, guys.
Oh man, okay.
Everybody have
you win something. See you later, buddy.
Take care. Thank you.
I know where he's going. He's going to try and win something.
See you, Jerry.
Take care. Bye bye.
Hello, Maria.
Hey, Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Hi, everybody.
A rare appearance. A very rare appearance.
It wasn't my package. I'm getting one today, but DB3D Dan just got a package delivered to his house, allegedly. Any idea what it could be, boys and girls?
Let me guess. Vegemite, maybe.
Absolutely.
Kieran.
Yep. I'm just a Vegemite enabler.
You're a bad influence.
What exactly is Vegemite?
Vegemite, depending on who you talk to, is that black toe jam between elephants' toes. But what it is a byproduct it's a yeast extract byproduct of the brewing process of beer.
Yeah.
And I sent Chris Perillo a couple of jars because he made a comment that he hasn't had that for a long time. He loves Vegemite. He hasn't had some for over 10 years, so I shipped him some.
Oh, okay.
And I made a mistake, and I shipped them. I didn't realize till after it was shipped that it was shipped from Australia. So I then placed a second order to ship from an American distributor. So he got that okay. So he's going to get a second shipment in 2 weeks when the first one runs out.
So what do you do with it? You spread it on bread?
Put it on spread. Put it on crackers. It's very, very salty. It's like chewing soy sauce, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Very, very black and very, very salty and rich.
I can't remember
And
what the
Neil
name
Dam
of
made
that
a
song
comment
was.
about he's never tried Vegemite, so I sent him some as well.
It's like chewing. It's like chewing soy sauce that has passed through the bowels of a very sick-stomached elephant.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it is. I said Chris Carrillo cracked the jar last week on stream, and he damn near ate the whole jar by the end of the stream. It was funny as.
Oh Lord.
And he regretted it the next day because he wasn't feeling good.
Yeah, but no, he's fine, and he's almost gone through the second jar of that one. So
Yeah.
he's got there was 2 jars in the shipment, and
wow.
he loves it. He loves it. So he was really appreciative. So, but I told him I made a mistake, and he's getting 2 more jars in about 2 weeks. So you can believe that.
So Phoenix Call, I understand how it works now that you're describing it. I'm not. That's not my area that I like in physics is more the astrophysics side of things. So talking about like how stars work, how the inside of a star operates, and like the proton chain or the CNO cycles, and about talking about gravity and wormholes, and I like that side of physics. Because astronomy is one of my interests, and then the physics related to that is actually interest. I like getting into that kind of stuff. Less energy to move it. I would understand that, but keeping it cold is the problem. I would say.
Okay, now I got a question, Tim.
Oh yeah, source throwing.
Tim, you had to.
You know what source throwing?
No, that's just wrong.
Okay, that stuff is fermented fish. And when you get the can is bulging. So when you open it up, you have to. Most people open up. They only use it. I think is a midsummer festival or whatever. They open it up outdoors because the smell is so bad that the fish ferments is fermenting and decaying in the can.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that stuff is. When they came up with the word for that, they invented the word nasty. Yeah, they were thinking of that when they came up with it.
But, yes, Ben Brady, there is a US warehouse, but I made a mistake and I clicked on the Australian option by mistake. And I did correct it and got it from the US distributor, which is what Chris opened last week. But I only noticed that the following day when I got a message to say it has now been shipped. Hang on, it should have been shipped yesterday. And I realized what the problem was. I screwed up. So
people, yes, they do. And in the Nordic countries like Sweden and Norway and so on, it's a big thing. And it's eaten sometimes throughout the year, but there's a certain time of the year that it's actually very, very popular.
Tim, last night you were uploading the firmware to your Pi and to your board.
Yeah.
Now you guys, I went looking for the new Merlin firmware for like the Ender 3 and the Ender 3 Max. I went to the Merlin site. I downloaded the one file, and then I downloaded the second file that was right there next to it. Couldn't find a .bin file anywhere. Couldn't even find a firmware for the.
Well, no. If you went to the Merlin site, you're not going to get a bin file. You're going to get a source code that you have to compile yourself.
Yeah.
To make the bin file.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, where can I go to? Where can I go to just to get the bin file? I just want the bin file. I can put it on an SD card, stick it in my
For Creality, you have to go to the Creality.com or support.creality.com to get the actual updated firmware.
Yes, and they have the firmware with or without BL touches in most cases, because people that mod their machines that add a BL touch. But if you go to the Marlin site,
I'll post a link for you, Milan. I've got it here. I'll just get it for you.
Marlin will only give you source code. Yeah.
Because I've compiled, I've done some
which version? Which Ender 3? Ender 3 Pro?
I have 2 Ender 3s that I need to put it on, and I have an Ender 3 Max.
Okay, no, which version of the Ender 3 is it though?
It's the 4.22.
No,
on the board.
That doesn't tell us what we need. We need to know if it's Ender 3, Ender 3 Pro,
Ender 3 Pro, Ender 3,
and B2. It's a standard Ender 3.
So no Pro.
It's standard Ender 3.
Okay.
No worries. I'll post the link for that. Hang on, bear with me, and I'll get that for you.
Yeah, their firmware is basic. It doesn't have a lot of features turned on, but it works. So if they prove that it works, so go back to a Phoenix call. Well, they may have a new particle engine, because first of all it has to be proven. And
are you posting that in?
Ion drives is what they're using for moving satellite stuff.
What's that, Milan?
Are you posting that in YouTube?
Yep. I'm going to throw it up there right now in the stream chat there for you.
Yeah, but no, it's the standard Ender 3, and then they said there's a new firmware for the Ender 3 Max, because if you want to print a vase with the Ender 3 Max, you actually have to turn off the power recovery or the power resume, because if you don't turn it off, the power recovery, the printer will just go. It'll just keep stopping and going, because it has the right. It's trying to write those files and then keep moving, stopping and writing. But
just on the US store.
Well, the board can't take it. It sounds like the board is not powerful enough to be able to do two tasks.
Yeah, well, if you turn off the power loss recovery, it'll print a vase just fine.
Yeah, but there is a difference between the Ender 3 and the Ender 3 Pro on the boards. So,
but it's just these. I've got 4 standard Ender 3s. 2 are up and running. The other 2 are still in boxes underneath the bed.
So I have to put it on 2 Ender 3s and 1 Ender 3 Max. 1 second to address what Ben said. The standard Ender 3 had an 8-bit board. The Ender 3 Pro came with a 32-bit board. A lot of them did.
I have the newer Ender 3 with the 32-bit board.
You have the Ender 3 with a 32-bit board?
Yes.
So was it a 472 board, is it?
It's the 422.
422 board. Okay, that's with 2208s, I believe.
Okay, here's the link to all their firmware downloads, and you can burrow through to get the appropriate one from here.
Yeah.
Let me just bring it up.
You download. They have the source code out there now. They're starting to offer source code in some of them, and they're also offering the and you can get the bin file. So you can just copy the bin file to your machine. Now, if you copy the bin file and you flash it, and you find something went wrong and you want to reflash it, you have to go in and rename the bin file to something different than what, add a number to the end of it, or change a number or a character in there somewhere, because the way the firmware works on those machines is when you flash them, what happens is the firmware looks for a new file name before it'll try and flash again.
Okay.
So you have to change the name of the file each time.
Here, did you already put it up?
Yes, and it should be in the hang on, let me just post it again. It just said that's the right one. Yeah. So that's the link. The link should be in chat, Milan.
So
I'm gonna have to refresh my screen on the big computer, because last thing I see a Kuma mod saying Sepal.
No, that's old.
That's old. That's very old. It's hung up.
Yeah.
So
hang on, I'll put it in private chat for you. I'll put it in private chat. That'll work.
Right, 1 second, guys. 1 second.
Chat.
Okay.
Regarding why you want the source code is, hold on a second, Milan. The reason why you want a source code is you want to add a BL touch, so you have to change the code. You want to use a different type of something other than a BL touch, or a 3D touch, or a capacitance sensor for leveling, or you want to turn on you want to change the type of leveling process that you use. You want to increase the number of points you want to do for leveling if you're using an ABL. If you want to change the size of your bed because you made a modification to make it wider or deeper or taller, that's why you need a source code for all of that functionality. So you need to learn. You don't have to, but if you want to make changes to the machine that are big, you need to understand how to compile firmware to make adjust those.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to learn that now. So
that link I sent you on the left-hand side, you'll see your printer family, and then just burrow down to the printer you've got. It's got the Max and everything else in there.
Yeah. He's frozen, is he? He's frozen.
Okay.
No, he's just looking for it.
He's frozen.
So I'm frozen?
Yeah.
You are, yeah. Your audio is good, but you frozen. Yep.
Huh. Okay, hold on a second.
So there's a lot of reasons why you need a source code for 3D printers. Now you're back again. You're good. Well, no, but see, it's different, right? So you're talking about drones. 3D printers, you can heavily modify them and change them. Most 3D printers, you can do a lot to modify and update and add functionality you want in. Like, if I change my my hot end to an all-metal hot end, and I wanted to be able to print at a higher temperature because I went to an all-metal hot end, like say I want to print nylon. You can't print nylon with a normal everyday 3D printer because nylon has such a high temperature requirement that you will really struggle with it. So if you want to make changes like that and you put on a new hot end, now you have to go to the firmware and set the maximum temperatures available to the firmware in the firmware, so it knows that you can actually set it higher than 245 or 250.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to learn firmware, but I'll
Not
watch a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, not the photon mono. The photon is different. The photon is a resin. Resin printers are very, very different beasts. Hey, Print Pran. So, most people don't mod resin printers. They get a resin printer, they use as is because it works great. But people want to do changes and improvements and upgrades to FDM printers because it's easier to do. A resin printer is only one Z screw, moves up and down. That's it. That's all it has, right? And it exposes the UV light and then turns it off again. So yeah, but when you're doing like filament printers, like the FDM printers like this, then in those cases you can heavily mod it if you want to. Like you can take one of these printers, a single extruder printer, and turn it into an IDEX like these machines here, or you can take an Ender 5 and turn it into a Core XY printer, and all that requires all of those changes make to improve stability and print speeds and so on. But they're all require firmware changes to make it work. Yeah.
So, I've watched some things on firmware, and I've watched some people where they make changes to the firmware.
Yeah.
But they move so quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think if someone's going to put out a video on firmware, how to make this change, I used to go, okay, if you go down to line, 2480.
That doesn't work.
No.
Because when they release a new version of Marlin, the line number, they could have added new functionality and they're now the line is somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if they say if you have this version of Marlin or this version of Marlin or this version of Marlin, you can go to this line and you would type in this.
Yeah, but they don't do that. They don't do that. They do it based on the version they're working on right now because they don't know what's going to be coming up next, and it's constantly evolving. So, And about the metal powder printers, they use what's called laser sintering. So it's basically a thing of powder, and an arm comes out and lays out a really thin layer of powder, and a laser above fires and melts the powder, the metal powder, into solid. And then the arm comes over again and lays on another layer of powder, and the laser fires again and goes over it and draws out and melts the material. And each time it does that, it's actually fusing the layer above it to the one below it. Okay, Phoenix Call, take care. Have a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pop off as well. I've got to go and do some shopping. So I will leave you in peace and quiet. We'll try and get this install done as well remotely.
Well, it's about time.
Nice having us on, guys, and I will catch you later.
Hope you get that.
It's not your fault, Darren. I promise you, it's not your fault, Darren, for joining. I'm not leaving because you joined. Trust me.
You have a good night, Darren.
Just the way it is, man. Just the way it is. But I'll catch you guys later.
Well, he's pretending to work. He's pretending to work.
Yep. Hey,
it's only
I'm here to work. They pretend to pay me. It's perfect. It's a harmony made in heaven, man. It's good.
Yeah, it's only geology anyway, right?
Yeah. It's not like it's a real science.
It's not like it's a real science, Kieran.
Them's fighting words, I think.
No, that's from.
And on that note,
no. Have you seen like the Big Bang Theory? Sheldon always says that about geology. It's not a real, it's a real science. So we make fun of Kieran because of that. So what are you up to, Darren?
Not a lot. Just got home from work. Groceries. I got 2 new filaments I gotta try out and do a review on, both no-name garbage filaments.
Oh, okay.
My God, that looks like Creality filament, is it?
No, it's Ranky.
Ranky.
Right, yeah.
Well, that's
not describing the smell.
So you can say, so you can be nice, and even the print really bad, you can say, this filament is really ranky, but it's also describing it.
That's what I've been doing lately. Is I've looked for the cheapest on Amazon, and
I
honestly, every one of them seems to print fine.
I got printed solid delivered today.
Nice.
What colors did you get, Liam?
There's 5 different colors, and it's the very first printed solid. I've never used a material before.
That looks like the same kind of box that Dan and them sent me.
Well, yeah, cool. It was nice, but I will not use it for my own stuff. All the filament that I'm getting, I'll be using for Toys for Tots. So nice dragons. We know I should not say that out loud. It sounds bad.
Yeah, they came out perfect. It was the first articulated I tried. They came out absolutely perfect. And then I tried to do a 3-color, and about the 3rd print, I realized that my 2nd color was PETG and not PLA.
Oh,
that should be okay as long as your settings are good.
It just would not stick at all. Would just start peeling up.
High enough.
Yeah, probably, yeah. And I mean, it extruded fine. The layers looked great, but then it would just cool off and peel right off. And then
I have printed PETG and PLA together.
Yeah, it's like even when I push a new filament through, they bond fine, as long as it's high enough tip. But yeah, so then I tried to do a 3-color, and I fell asleep before the first change and clogged up my hot end.
Oh, yeah, because I have IDEX, a couple of IDEX machines. I can have one hot end doing PETG and one doing PLA. So one will print one, and it'll go and park, and the next one will come out and print it. Because each head can have its own settings.
Yeah.
So come out and print that and then take turns. And I've done it with PETG and PVA as well, or PLA and PVA.
Yeah, I just don't know on a single nozzle if Cura actually supports different temperatures at layer changes.
No, you can't. No.
Yeah, that's kind of silly. I wish they could.
Actually, no. You can go in and modify the G code to change the temperature, but if you had a dual extruder with a single hot end, you could do that, and you could purge.
Yeah.
The problem is when you do the purge of the second material to drop a temperature, you have to do a filament change, like a 2-into-1, right? Do a filament change and purge a lot from the higher temperature down to the lower, like from PLA to PETG is no problem because it's a hotter hot end, right? It's hotter.
Yeah.
Going from PETG down to PLA, you would have to purge an awful lot of material, because if you don't purge a lot of material, when you drop the temperature, the PETG will still be some of it will still be in the nozzle and will cause clogs.
Yeah, and that's probably exactly what happened to me.
Now, a trick I've learned, like I'm not sure if your machines will do it, but like on the Ender 3s and even the Ender 3 Maxes that I got, what I'll do is say if I got PETG printing, okay, and I want to put in, if I got PETG printing and I want to put in some PLA, I'll hit the button, and when you hit the button on the control panel, you'll see where it says tune, okay, and I'll tune it down to the lowest setting that PETG will print, and then I'll just cut it and start pushing in the PLA, and then as the PLA starts coming out, then I'll just drop the temperature down a little bit more in tune, and then go ahead and let it put it.
Well, going from PETG to PLA is not a problem. Going from PLA up to PETG, temperature-wise, you have to really raise it. That means you could actually be burning the PLA. And
most of the PETGs that I've seen will print okay at 230. So you're just raising the temperature.
240, yeah.
Yeah, but you got to raise that temperature up on the PLA, and you got to watch how it raises it up, or else it'll just start spitting and doing all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah, but going from the PETG down to PLA, you're going from a hot material to a cooler material.
Yeah.
And because as you drop temperature, the problem is there's PETG already still inside it in the hot end. If you don't flush enough of that out, what's going to happen at the high temperature of the PETG, what's going to happen is it's going to crystallize because of the lower temperature for PLA. And that's going to cause a clog for sure. Yeah. I've even printed when a printer with PETG, and I did nothing but PETG, and it was great. Hey Ben, how is life?
Hey, Ben.
That's Ben from Congo. How's life, Ben?
Oh, nice.
So I've done a lot of printing in PETG, and after I change over to PLA, and it's so completely separate print, I have to purge for maybe a meter or more of filament through the hot end at the temperatures of PETG at 230, 240, 235, 240, and flush as much as I can through. Sometimes I even do it manually. I set the temperature at 235, 240, and I just get filament like PLA, and I just push, because I have to flush out all the old PETG in there. If you don't, you're going to get clogs. Now, the nice thing about one of my IDEX is that I have here is really nice. That what I can do is the nozzles on it are push button release. So I can take a nozzle, a 0.4 nozzle, push a button, pull out the old one, and get the next one, and push it in, and I'm done. That's it. While it's still hot, I don't even have to cool it down. I can do it while it's still hot. I can push a button, pop out a nozzle with a pair of pliers, with the next one, push in the next nozzle, and then leave it sit for a minute while the heat transfers through the nozzle, and then resume printing with a different material without even pausing. Here's one of the nozzles. They pop out. They have push button to release. That's on the JG Maker Artist D. I'll show you a close up here. I'll go up to the side here. That's a nozzle. And you can do with different sizes. Now that's a PTFE line one, which is great for PLA and PETG. But they do have all metal versions as well. And they're not expensive. They're about $2. So what's going on, Ben? How are you staying? Are you been keeping out of trouble? Probably not.
So I don't know what happened. It just dropped off.
Yeah, it's okay. You probably hit the wrong button. So a lot of you probably have seen Ben on a lot of the Congrowth streams. If you've ever been on their live streams, Ben is often on their live streams. Depending on what it is. If it's for the main products, Ben is often in there. Then some of the other peripheral stuff, you get some of the ladies are on there as well. But yeah, so Ben has been out there. I think Ben at one point you were with Creality, were you? Maybe I'm wrong. But so Ben is in a lot. So a lot of the Congrowth stuff that I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've actually been on streams with Ben and the guys there as well, showing their laser and all this kind of stuff. So,
hey guys, give me about 10 minutes. I got to take my child out real quick.
Okay. The dog needs to go out.
Yep.
I'll mute you, and you can unmute you when you come back.
All right.
So when do you think you're going to do high speed 1,000 millimeter printing on that, Tim?
I'm hoping to push plastic through on Sunday. I'm waiting. Polymaker wanted to be the first filament through this, so I said, and he said, because I don't have any Polymaker, and I said, sure, send it to me, and that was a while ago. I haven't seen anything yet, so they need to get the filament to me if they want me to be the first filament through.
Yeah, but you're in Canada, so that's probably why it takes forever to get stuff to you.
Probably a delay, yeah.
Yeah.
So if I don't have it by Sunday, unfortunately, I'm going to have to run something else through it.
Well, message them.
But what I will do is at the show, I'm sure it'll get here hopefully by May, is at the show, I'll just have Polymaker running through it.
Okay.
When I go to the show.
Nice. So yeah, it's all I'm doing is these coins. That's all I'm busy doing. I don't have time for anything else at the moment. I have to try. I'm probably going to get a couple of hundred of them done for this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually tempted to get the really big printer and do a whole layer of them on that printer. It'll probably take about 24 hours to do a single, maybe more, maybe 30 hours to or so to print a whole bed of those on a really big machine, the 500 by 500. But I could do a whole bed of them on that in one day. But I'll probably get maybe 35 or 40 of them on a single bed.
Right.
But I can't do sequential printing because they'll be so close. If I do sequential, I only get about 20 on the bed. So it'll vary. Is somebody
mileage may vary?
Is X-Toolers doing a giveaway tonight, aren't they? That's why our numbers are low. Everybody would follow Jerry over to X-Tool.
Yeah, LM Show's doing a giveaway right now too. It's probably where Matt went.
Okay.
LM Show, Loyal
yeah.
Business, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, because of that, that's where they are. They're all over for the giveaways.
They
We're
are.
not doing giveaways. We have about 30 to 40 people in here on average. So yeah, everyone's disappeared for giveaways. You don't like you understand it, right? People like to get stuff. People like to get free stuff, you know. But a lot of manufacturers. No, Congo's not one of them. I'm openly saying this. Congo's not one, and a couple of other manufacturers I deal with are not those type of groups. A lot of manufacturers think that when they get when they're sending some of the machines for review and to show and so on, that they think they're giving away free machines.
Yeah.
Right? Congo does not think that way. Congo is great. They're fun. I love dealing with you guys, Ben. You know that, right? They said they shipped it. Yeah, please let me know because they used to say they shipped it to you. They shipped it. I think it was the end of the week. So give it a few more days. If it doesn't arrive, it'll probably come from their Amazon store. But the some companies think it is free, but they don't realize the amount of hours you put into doing live videos. Or I like an unboxing of a machine. Like a laser is fairly fast. I'm doing and it was Easter, yeah. And doing doing a printer build, that takes 2 hours to do a printer build and to get a test print done, or 2 to 3 hours, right? My average printer is 3 hours, and that's just the initial live.
Depends on printer.
Well, okay, yeah, the focus printer takes 15 minutes to set it up.
Yeah.
Right? Other printers I've built have taken 3 hours to print.
Yeah.
Now, the first hour and a half of that, and you must remember as well, when you're doing something, you're interacting with the people on chat. You have to spend some time interacting with them, which is good.
That's just it. Yeah.
So that does like if I was doing a printer on my own, it'd be done and it'd be printing within an hour.
Yeah.
When you're doing interacting with people on chat, it does stretch it out. But people want to know about it, right? People ask questions. So Ben, if you are there, look what Creality sent me to unbox this weekend. This is their new laser.
Oh, nice.
So on Saturday morning, I'll do a live unboxing and get that up and running. I don't know if it's a 5 watt or 10 watt. I do not know. We'll find out. When I try and do an engraving and it burns a hole in it, yeah, it's a 10 watt. So I know how to speed things up, right? So yeah, so I'll be doing that this weekend, Saturday, because I won't. Normally I try to do them on Sundays, but I'm doing it Saturday because Sunday I'm going to be at the museum. I'm presenting there on Sunday, and next weekend I won't be on at all because on next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I'll be at the museum both days. Busy.
It's always good to be busy.
Yeah, I don't mind being busy, especially when it's something I enjoy doing. You know, I don't mind being busy 3D printing. I don't mind being busy doing laser engraving. I don't mind being busy doing CNC stuff. I don't mind being busy doing astronomy or talking astronomy or talking about space and science. That's my area. That's where I'm at my happiest, right? In those niche areas, right? Being busy at my day-to-day job, sometimes it's not so good, depending on what you're busy doing.
I know the feeling. I have to. Yeah.
There's pros and cons to doing it. If you enjoy what you're doing, it's one thing, but when there's always some task in an everyday job that you kind of say, do I really have to do this?
Yeah.
But Darren, you have your own business, Darren, don't you?
No, I used to. I used to be freelance AV. And for the last 2.5 years, I was technical director at a venue down the street from me. And then COVID hit, kind of shut that down. And then I got long COVID twice, which put me down. And I just started about 3 months ago at the Dallas Holocaust and Human Rights Museum. So I'm the guy who hands you the microphone and tells you you're going over time.
Oh, okay.
So you're standing at the back going...
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I just hovered over that mute button.
Yeah, I like I do when speakers do it. We have speakers. Sometimes if I have other product managers doing presentations, like in the big events, they'll be up there and I'll be on the back and I'll be watching. And when they reach halftime, I go halftime. And then you get so far in, and when you got 10 minutes to go, I go. I'm at the back of the room, so everyone else is looking that way.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
At the back of my door. I'm holding up my hand, and they got 5 minutes. I give them a countdown so they know their time frame, so they don't run over too much.
Even with a clock, they ignore it. I mean, we've got a high-end little clock with your slide advancer, and it's even got little lights and a buzzer. And I've watched people just pick that thing up and drop it off the stage. They're like, I'm not done.
Yeah, some people do that, but a lot of people they try and a lot of people are not comfortable being up on stage.
Yeah,
I don't care. I've done talks in front of hundreds of people. It's fine. It's all good. I'm ex-military, so I'm used to barking orders at people.
Yeah, the first time I was on stage, I was actually an assistant for a magician, and I did not realize I was having to go out on stage. And I was in a whole prisoner outfit, and I had to do the twist in front of like 2,000 staff.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I'll never look as dumb as this. As long as it's entertaining, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's just they're looking at me. They're supposed to. You're on stage.
Yeah, I've done all that. I haven't done the magician stuff, but I've done a lot of presentations in front of large group people. Like doing a big presentation in front of a group of. I'm a product manager in my job. Okay, I'm a technical product manager. So doing presentations in front of the people that are like sales engineers or whatever, and you're talking tech, that's fine. Doing a talk in front of CEOs and CIOs and all these guys and CFOs, and if you think of a C something, these guys are in, and there's hundreds of them. That's a little different because you can't talk tech, and I'm a tech person. I'm a nerd. I'm all tech, and I will go right down in, and I'll tell you what protocol and what ports and something's happening at, right? And you have to change when you're talking to a different audience. You have to address them completely differently. And when you do stuff like that, it's actually harder. I'm more comfortable talking tech than I am talking general. Hey, Abaddis, how are you? So, but when you're like, I'm fine up there telling people about how stars work, how the inside of a star functions, right? Why a star gives off light and heat, and so I can explain that to you. But when you're talking about doing stuff like how something works for your business, it's not really my wheelhouse. It's not really my area, and I can do it reluctantly, but I can do it. But if you want me to talk tech to all IT people, all tech heads about software and how stuff works, oh yeah, I'm in. I'm game. Yeah. I'm as happy as I come when I'm in doing that, and the same with my astronomy and science stuff.
Did you ever go down to Clear Lake and do any of the NASA award dinners?
No.
That's how I used to do those, which was pretty interesting. All the engineers get up and get an award for fixing the toilet that almost blew up the space station that nobody knew about, and just all kinds of stuff. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree. When you deal with CEOs, anything with a C, they're a whole different class of people. It's kind of like doctors. They think very differently from most average people, and you have to focus on how they think.
Yeah, a lot of the people I deal with, especially in my present job, what I'm doing now, or what I've been doing for the last couple of years, it's lawyers and compliance people. Now, talking about speaking a different language.
Yeah.
Lawyers speak legalese, and you have to be very clear about what you're saying, because if you use the wrong term, it completely changes the whole sentence and what it means.
Yeah.
And especially with if you're talking about obfuscating data, and you're talking about chain of custody, and these are all legal terms, right? And when you start going into, because certain words in English mean something different in legal terminology.
Yeah.
So and the same for compliance. And when I get into those conversations, man, I know them and I'm comfortable doing them now. Like when I first started, I wasn't 100% comfortable, but now I am. Like I have been over the years. But it's a hard conversation to have, and you have to use terms that they understand, that they use in their everyday lives.
Objection.
It's their field, right?
Overruled, Tim.
I strongly object to that. Overruled? Oh, come on.
So yeah, it's very, very different type of mentality. And as I said, have you ever seen the movie the Giver?
No.
No.
You haven't seen the movie The Giver? It's about how do I describe this? It's in the future where people have set up these habitats where people live, and they don't show color, even the color of clothing or anything means nothing. So they basically they act like the world is black and white, right? They see everything as plain, black and white. And like one of the terms they use in there all the time is precision of language. And when they're dealing with people in legal and compliance, precision of language is super important for them.
Yeah,
Terrence, it's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, it's a good movie.
I'm gonna go look for it.
It's on Netflix, I believe.
Terrence McKenna, who is an anthropologist, says that, the world is made up of words, and we use these words all the time, but we never really define what the meaning is. It's like everyone says, I love this, I love that, I love my kids, I make love. There's 40 different definitions out of one word, so it's in that context. And we think we're talking about the same thing most of the time, but we're not. We're using the same words.
That's why English is hard.
Different images.
That's why English is hard. The way you enunciate a word and where you put your stresses in the different parts of the word, completely change what the word means. So if I said to you, "Look out," I was telling you you'd probably look out a window or out through a door or whatever. But if I said, "Look out," now I'm warning you.
Exactly. Yep.
Same words, different meanings. Chinese has something similar as well. In Chinese, that's why it's one of the most difficult languages to learn as well as English, because there's now I'm going to mess this up. So anybody who's Chinese who's listening, I'm sorry. I think it's "nong" is a term. There's only one that I can remember when I lived in Singapore at this term. But when someone says it to you the very first time you hear it, they'll say it to you 4 times. Right? If they're explaining this to you, and all 4 of them sound the same. But to someone who speaks the language, they are 4 completely separate words, and they mean completely different things. So, sorry, Ben, if you're listening still. I just don't remember them all. I think it's "nong." They say "nong." It's slight inflections in the way they enunciate completely changes its meaning and so on. And we don't, unless you're used to the language, we don't hear it.
Yeah, exactly. Or when I was on tour with the French Canadians, I used to have to explain to the American workers, I'm like, they're not being rude to you. It's just the way they sound in English. They're not being condescending. It's just the way they enunciate the words. They mean it in a nice way. You're just interpreting it as an aggressive way.
Is that true, Tim?
Hey, I mean, I refuse to comment. Yes.
He's not Quebecois.
I'm not. No.
So
I'm French, but I don't speak a word of it.
No, so every language has their nuances like that. Like let's say like in Irish, another weird thing about Irish, like we count people and things differently. So if I'm doing 1, 2, 3 in Irish, right, for an object, it's a hen, a do, a tree, okay? But if I'm counting people, it's dinner, bird, truer. Like so, we deal. Most languages have past, present, future, masculine, masculine, feminine.
Yep.
We have past, present, future, masculine, feminine, animate, inanimate.
Oh, jeez.
So we address people and things differently. We even certain words we will say. We would say them differently depending on whether, even though they're a common word, if we're talking about a person or a thing, we will say a different word about it. We will use a different word.
Interesting.
Or we'll change the tense of something because it's an inanimate object. We might use the same word, but we'll use it. We might say it in past tense, because it's an inanimate object and stuff. We do a lot of that in Irish.
Interesting. In Texas, we just got one language, but we got 4 different accents, so it can mean completely different things.
People always keep telling me I have an accent. I don't. All of you do. I don't get it.
I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, you get the boot, and he lives in a house with a moose. Yeah, we always make fun of Tim. Don't worry.
That's all.
Are the Irish bored and just make up words? No. But I understand what you mean. Like, there's other languages that do the same. There's other languages that are even way more complex than that. Irish is difficult because it's not very commonly spoken. It's not super hard to learn. It's tricky, but it's not super hard. It's not like if you are Japanese and you're learning English, or Chinese and learning English. That's really difficult, right? Or if you're English, you speak English and you're an American. I said English or American, remember? There's a difference. And if you're speaking and then you go and you learn, go to learn Chinese, it's very, very tricky to learn, right? It's a difficult language to learn. So, and there's other languages like Russian, going from English to Russian. Wow, huge difference, and it's a tricky language to learn as well. But so lots of languages have their nuances like that. Like in German, right? Matt's probably still listening, and he will verify it. German, to explain something, they tend to butt words together, right? And like they like the word, like there's 2 words, the Flug and Haufen, but an airport is a Flughafen, right? That's one word. And there's other variations like that they do as well. So they tend, and Germans tend to put the verb at the end of a sentence, not at the beginning of a sentence like we do in English. Like in English, you'd say the car was doing 60 miles per hour. In German, that's 60 miles an hour. The car was doing.
Kind of like French.
Yeah, exactly.
When you translate French, it's very weird. Like I could say, I have a red car, and in French, it is the car red. It is, or when you translate
like German. Well, they're all Germanic languages, right? French and German, and they're all based on the same basis, right? They're all based on, and a lot of them are Germanic. Very Yoda, it is. They're either Germanic or they are Latin based. Yep. And Latin does that too. Okay, there's a few in French. Tim, you have to translate.
In French, no, I just read something. Votre is red.
Yeah.
I know rouge is red.
Yeah.
That's the only word. I know it's the only word. I don't speak any French.
I know La Pomme de Terre.
But here's my only French is, and it's the most important sentence you'll ever learn in France. Is excusez-moi, no parlez-vous français, parlez-vous anglais? Most important sentence you'll ever learn in French is, I don't speak French. Do you speak English? Because like in France now, car. Voltaire is car. Okay.
Voltaire is car. Okay, I would have gone. I have no clue. I'm French Canadian. My father was French, but I don't. I failed French in school.
So, yeah, but you try that in Quebec, saying, "Do you speak English?" and they will just laugh at you.
Oh, I know. Isn't that crazy?
Well, if you go to France,
it's different.
I think it's very different, right? If you go to France and you don't speak English, you will find that a lot of the French people don't like to deal with you because you haven't even tried.
Yeah.
Right. But if you know that one sentence, you're showing that I've learned a little bit, and now I don't know anymore, but I've learned this much to at least to address you. They'll speak to you. And in 99, like I'll give you an example. My brother's a truck driver, right? He drives all over continental Europe, right? So he was in France, and he was looking for directions. He was asking for help, right? He was going somewhere he hadn't been before. So he pulled into a gas station, and as he was going in, some other guy from another truck station was coming out, and they kind of knew each other. He says, "Don't go talk to them." He says, "They don't speak a word of English." And he went off in a huff. My brother walked in. He said that very line to them that he just said, like, no parlez-vous français, parlez-vous anglais. And the girl behind the counter says, "Sure, how can I help you?" In perfect English. All because he tried.
Yeah.
All because he tried. So even if you don't know a language, it's always worth trying a little bit, even if it's just to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
And that's all. And then saying, do you speak English? If you can at least try, you're showing respect to the country, and to the people in the country, and they're happy to work with you.
Yeah.
Good thing I did pass all my French tests. All my classes were French, but English was a challenge. Yeah, English is a hard language to learn. English is hard. Russian is hard. Chinese, Japanese, I believe, is not as hard. German is kind of tricky. It's not very difficult, but it's tricky because the
some of the words are in the wrong spot, just like with Spanish. Just like I talk to my dog in German, and when he does something good, I'm like, "Das ist ein guter Junge," and he knows that means that's a good boy, or nine, das ist gut. I'm sure looking to bitte. Kommen Sie here, please, or kommen Sie here, bitte.
The good thing about using a different language when you're talking to your dog is they won't listen to commands from other people.
No, they won't. That's why I do it.
What's the dog? Is it a Malamute? No. What's the dog? It's like a small shepherd, but it's a smaller than a normal German shepherd. But they use them as the police dogs and so on. The military use an awful lot of them. I can't remember what they're called, but I think is it a Malamute? I can't remember. But the cool thing about them is they train the dogs commands in Dutch.
Yep, in Dutch.
Only Dutch.
I was gonna do that with Brody, but I was talking to a female cop friend of mine. She goes, if you're ever around a police officer that has a dog and you start speaking Dutch, he's probably gonna put you in cuffs. He's gonna think you're trying to control his dog.
Well, no, but it's done like that in that way because a lot of people outside of Holland don't speak it, and by doing that, you are you're making your commands unique to your dog only. And then if other people say it or whatever, the dog will totally ignore them and only listen to you. So
Birdie will get pissed off.
Well, I've used Irish for a few commands from my dog.
Yeah.
So and then she'll only respond to them in Irish. I haven't used it commonly, but I use a lot of English words. But teach them Klingon. Oh, you could do that. Yeah, you could. If you know how to speak this, you could do Klingon words, whatever's unique. Unless you go to a Star Trek festival, then the dog will be really confused. But but yeah, you could do that in your neighbor, and no one would know. And if you use commands like that, as long if it's unique and only you and your family know them, the dog will listen to nobody else but you because that's what they're expecting to hear. And it is very common. Police dogs, as I said, the military do it all the time.
Yep.
I never learned Klingon.
Nah, I've never learned Klingon.
You do know it's actually an accepted language, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's an accepted Klingon, Romulan, Vulcan. They're all accepted. There are actually, if you can actually find them as translators for them. They're all accepted languages because in creating binary it is 0 and 1. Okay. So if you what was I saying? Okay, so they are accepted languages during the creation of the languages for the TV shows. They actually, as part of writing all of this, they actually created new languages for it. So, like,
I want to know where I can go. I want to know where I can go.
I believe Elvish was actually they created Elvish as well. I believe for Lord of the Rings. I believe what's his name? Tolkien. I believe Tolkien actually made a dictionary of Elvish. You can actually translate from one to the other. Oh, you're getting feedback, Mylan.
I know. I'm turning it down.
So there is. These are actually recognized. If Google Translate will translate it used to translate Klingon for you, and it will even enunciate the words for you back as well. You can have the option to hit play, and it will play the words back for you.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think I don't know if it does. If it does Romulan, I mean, it might. But I'm pretty sure Klingon, well, it used to be in there, Klingon was. Because it's so many people speak it today. Anyone, Star Trek fans,
Where?
people learn and speak Klingon.
What is just for the like Comic-Con and stuff like that and everything else?
Some people are so big into
lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, yeah. They speak it to, like, when they go to other events, not only Comic-Con but other like enthusiast events. They communicate to each other in that language.
Because I'll tell you right now, if somebody came to me and started speaking Klingon, I'm like, look, okay, I don't know what drugs you're on, but you need to stop. Just say no, buddy.
Marlon, then they'll call you a patok and they will walk away from you.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but seriously, it's a documented language now. There's actually, you can get, there's translators, there's a whole books on learning Klingon. There's videos on learning Klingon. There's Klingon English and English Klingon dictionaries out there.
That kind of like Spanglish?
Spanglish is different.
That's for
in Singapore. I used to live in Singapore. In Singapore, the local language there is the language of business is English, right? And the language of the most of the population is either some Hokkien or it's Chinese, right? Mandarin Chinese. But they have a mixed local dialect that mixes all of them together, and there's some variations on the word. And there's a website. I'm going to say this out loud. Let me see if the website still exists first of all.
Is it the one that ends in DIC?
No, a variation of that. So there is a website.
My girlfriend, she passed away. Told me, just go here. And I said, go where? She goes, go to SpanishDIC.com. I said, what? And it's just missing the K at the end. But it's Spanish.
Yeah, there is a version. I'm trying to find the site. Okay. Well, it may not exist anymore, but to convert English, normal spoken English, right? And they give you some phrases. It doesn't have a translator, but it gives you some phrases you hear in Singapore regularly, right? And they give you their local slang, and it translates and it tells you what it is in English. And the website, I have to see if it's still there. It's called Talking Cock. The website. That's what they call the local slang. So like terms like a girl, let's say, wearing a low-cut top, right? They say they say showing half cup, right? They use terminology like this, half cup, yeah. But there's a whole pile of them. Like I was getting in a taxi once, going from my home. I can't remember where I was going now, but I was going somewhere. And I said it in my usual accent, and the guy went, huh? And I said it again to the taxi driver. He didn't get it. And so in Singapore, the end of your sentence has to end with la. So, right? Everything. So you say, okay, la. That's what you sound like you live there then, right? And if you say it really fast. So let's say I want to go to Wisma Atria. It's where I used to work at Wisma Atria. That was the name of the office building I used to work in. So I get in, I ask the guy, and he wouldn't understand. I'll say, okay, really fast. Guy, Wisma Atria. I said, Wisma Atria, la. It's so fast. And he went, oh, okay. And he drove me there. Now, most people on the planet would not understand that because it was spoken so fast, but to them, that's how they enunciate it.
Huh.
Yeah. But at the end of every sentence, la. That's how you hear all the locals talking. Yeah, everything ends with the word "la."
So is it running yet, Tim?
It does.
Huh?
Is it running yet?
Sorry.
Of course, I'm just testing the switches right now and stops.
Oh, okay. You're watching on the CM being triggered.
This Y end stop is not triggering.
Is it is it a 3-pin or a 2-pin?
Oh no, it's triggering, but the y-axis won't go back far enough to trigger it. So I'm trying to bend the pin forward in order to force it.
You can't move it?
No, it's in a fixed position.
It's a Voron. It's just supposed to work.
I think that's it. I think I got it. Let's see if it's... Nope, not triggered. Huh. I may end up putting something on this extrusion.
And pushing it forward?
To push the pin forward. Yeah, that's what I'll end up doing. Because I don't want to bend this. I don't want to have to bend the little thing down too far, right?
Oh, is one of these spring ones, with the metal spring?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there. I think that triggered it. Yeah, that triggered it, but it's so close. Yeah.
My printer is moving on to the next part.
Yeah, no,
I do consecutive printing or sequential printing on an IDEX, which is kind of cool because it does a whole front of one part with both heads and moves back and then does the whole next one till it's finished and then moves back and then the whole next one again. Instead of doing layer by layer all across all of them, by doing sequential printing, if you can, depending on what you're printing, if you do multiple parts, it decreases stringing in a big way. Because you're not printing a layer, then hopping to the next one, and printing a layer, then hopping to the next one. So all that travel is gone. It spends all the time on one, moves, starts the next one, stays there and finishes it, and then moves, and then starts the next one and finishes it. It's all about how tall it is. But sequential printing really saves a lot of time. And
there we go.
You got it?
Yeah. What I did is I just took the pliers and I just put a little bit of a bend, so it's a little bit of a U shape, so that when it hits it, the bottom is bent in a little further and triggers the switch.
How is it mounted? You could always get a piece of what you could always do instead of doing that is get a little piece, 3D print a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
Not as an offstand to move anything. Super glue it to the metal spring.
Yeah.
That gives you the extra distance you need to trigger.
Right there. You can see this. You can see the switch right there.
Yeah.
And then it's got to hit the extrusion. So basically, it's hitting it now.
Yeah, but because it's so extended, that could end up getting crushed and bent. So what I would do is I would put it back I would put it back to where it was, and 3D print a small little piece of plastic and
put in here.
Maybe either there or you can glue it to the spring itself.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
And then when it sprinkles up, but I would stick it on the extrusion, be fine. And as it comes up, then it would always engage because it's extending that distance.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty odd though, because most LDO kits they haven't had any problems with the end stops.
No, that's interesting. Unless I'm missing a piece. But I don't think I'm missing a piece.
No, I don't think so. I've watched like 5 builds, and you did it right on.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And this sensor, there's no room for this sensor to move. It's fixed in with those 2 screws and the holes in there, so there's no room to go forward or back. So yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I was thinking a little bit. The block would do it, like you're suggesting, but the problem is. Do you have a resin printer?
No.
The problem with doing a block is you have to be careful about the layer line direction that you printed in. The reason why is if the layers are going horizontally, that could catch that pin and trigger and actually get jammed on the layers. So you want to be you either have to sand it smooth or do filler primer or whatever, sand it really smooth and then mount it, or do the print it so it's on edge printing. So the layer lines are this. So when you mount it, the layer lines are up down. So if it does engage, it will move with the layer lines and then getting caught in them.
Actually, I can still slip. I can still slip a nut in the end of this extrusion, and if I were to put a nut there and an M6 screw, just so the head of the M6 screw is there, that's all it would take.
Yep, that would do it too.
That's all it would take.
That's really odd because Nero had the LDO kit, and I believe he got his printed parts from Sparta as well. So it's weird that you're having those issues.
Yeah, they do.
You didn't print your own parts; they were shipped to you.
No, I printed all my own parts.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh yeah, I printed all my own parts.
That's part of the fun of it right there.
Did you print them in one go on the rat rig?
Let me make sure I'm not a liar. Let me loosen the screws off on that switch.
So, question: did you print them in one go on the rat rig as one piece? One
Oh
job?
gosh, no. The rat rig's not enclosed. I use my FlashForge Creator 3.
Oh, you use ABS.
But I filled the bed. I printed everything in ABS.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
But I'm going to make sure I'm not a liar here. And I'm going to see if that does have any movement.
If you are, we'll call you out.
Yeah, you'll call. Yeah, I bet you will.
No, we won't.
He's already cheating. He was supposed to say this for tonight's stream.
He was a liar.
I don't know, Liam.
We wouldn't do that to him.
Loosen that. Let's loosen this.
We'll hassle him like crazy on his strings, but we won't call him a liar.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
He enjoys the hassle. He enjoys the ribbing that happens on the streams. It's fun.
Yeah, no, there's no movement in it at all. But loosen the screws off.
By the way, your Voron builds, they've been so late for me.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, you start them at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Some of them for me.
Oh, see, and I just basically I wait till Maria and Ethan are in bed because, but the bulk of it was done on the Sundays, and I had one guy, it was last Sunday, or I forget which stream, and he said that's taken an awful long time to build, and I said you do realize I'm not building between streams.
Yeah, what you see
I remember that.
I stream it, then I do a bit. I'm going to say in total I've probably put 12 hours in it so far. So
What they did it at four different streams, something like that.
Yeah. This has been 2 Sundays and an hour and a half to 2 hours for maybe 6 nights or something like that. But a lot of it is chatting, right? Whereas if I were to just turn the cameras off, sit here and build this, it's probably a 10-hour build, 12-hour build.
Even
well, you said you were going to finish it up on Sunday, so you're going to finish it up on Sunday and do the first print on it.
Even Nero on his V 0.1, he did it, I think, 5 streams, 4 hours each time. And, he's the expert. He's just nailing through it,
And he just did another one. I just watched another live one he did. It was the most recent one, I think. He did a 10-hour stream.
Yeah.
Right. And he knows what he's doing.
Exactly. Yeah. He knows all the tricks, like how you got tripped up on that one extrusion. That's like the first thing he does is like, look for the holes.
Yes.
He doesn't even read the instructions.
Yeah. And he had he had similar issues to me with the mini afterburner with getting those fans in and the wire paths and stuff. So I didn't feel so bad.
I'd love to do a Voron build. Actually, the small one would be fine, like the 0.1. But I'd like to do the 2.4, the bigger one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is good. Apparently, the bigger ones are easier than this. So.
Well, you have more space to operate anyway. So.
More space to operate, and so.
I'd like to do a build, but I don't have $1,000 to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, Curmudgeon, you'd like to do one too. Yeah. I'd like to. I like building stuff. I like being hands-on. Like again, like if I was doing the larger one, I would just sit down. Like I'd probably set up a camera and time lapse it. I wouldn't do it. I may or may not do it live, but if I was going to do one, I'd sit there and I'd build it, and I wouldn't leave until it was done. I do all electronic, all the hardware, all together, all in one go, and I might step back for a while and then come back and then do the wiring and get it done. I like to operate that way. I don't like being. I've done some piecemeal, like doing that belt printer, waiting a week between each part.
Yeah,
I did it. I have to admit, it drove me crazy not being able to work during the week. We don't have the patience. I'd rather just get in and get it done. That's why I started doing bits and pieces on Hangout and Hangouts and so on as well, just to get it done because it was just dragging on too long. And part of it was, parts didn't fit. Or then the next part was, this won't fit, or this was the wrong size, or this was the wrong shape, and I had to get them to change the design.
X.
Yeah, I was about to buy a Voron kit, but then I found out this morning the IRS canceled my tax return. So I'm just like, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why?
They said I filed for incorrect dependents, but I don't have any dependents. And of course, they give you a number to call. You call that number, and then it just says, "We're sorry, we can't help you right now," and hangs up on you. So.
All right.
Yeah.
I think what I need are hardware, printed parts, motors, wiring. You mean you want a kit? So that's what you just need a kit. How much is the kit for this mini? Was it $350 for the 0.1? Is this something like that?
I think so, around there without the plastic parts.
Yeah, and you 3D print your own parts. Yeah.
Yeah, or do the print it forward service for like 150. I know the cheapest 2.4, I think it's right about 1,300 from LDO.
You can get one from AliExpress, a Voron kit for $400.
Who knows Clipper here?
What you want to do?
Stepper buzz command. Stepper buzz. Do I have to put a _X or a stepper buzz? I think it's a dash, maybe X. No, unknown command. Come on.
Actually, I would imagine the Voron they specify ABS
for most of the parts.
Yeah.
Like the bottom skirts and the legs and stuff, you could do, and the corners you could do PETG, but I just thought, what the heck? I just the ABS was running so well.
Yeah.
It's stepper _buzz, all caps.
Yeah, but how then I need to have a parameter as to which axis I want to do, and if I do an _X, it's an unknown command. Or do I do equals?
Stepper _buzz space stepper. Well, and that says equals config name. I don't know. I just watched Nero's videos.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
So Liam, the 500 by 500 by 600.
Mm-hmm.
What is the actual? I know the bed is 500 by 500. What's the actual width of the whole entire printer?
I don't. Do I have my ruler here? I can tell you.
I'm trying to see where I can put the dang thing at.
I'll tell you in inches because I have a yardstick. Okay.
Yeah. Tell me in inches.
1 second. I'm going to be shouting because I'm behind the I'm over behind the camera.
Oh. Okay.
So it's 40 inches tall to the spool holder.
Okay.
Got it to work.
A meter deep, or like 36 inches deep, 3 feet deep. And 30 inches wide. Now,
Are you including when the bed slides all the way back?
No. When the bed goes back, you need more than 3 feet.
Okay.
So let me actually move the bed, and I'll tell you. Give me a second.
Okay.
It's over behind here, so give me a moment. I have to move some. I'll slide the bed to move it all the way back.
Boy, that works cool. Yeah, I had to put stepper buzz, then space, and then stepper equals stepper _X. And then same thing for Y. There we go. It's a long
that doesn't sound so complicated.
Yeah, everybody swears by Clipper. I get the fact that you don't have to recompile the firmware, but I tried it when it was original beta, and all it did was just destroy my controller board. Now it's just like, no, I'll just stick with Octoprint. I know how to do it.
Yeah.
I can get it up in an hour.
Well, it takes patience because really, I don't know if you were watching last night when Jason was helping me, but we had to, reflash the firmware a couple times, flash the board, blah 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 blah. Finally got it running, so now I just have to
3.5 feet deep.
What's that?
For that, sorry, I'm asking Marlins the question.
Oh,
so the depth with the bed moving from all the way front all the way back, you need 3.5 feet depth from the front to the back to allow the bed motion. The bed does overhang the back by about 9 or 10 inches.
Okay. Right.
Hey, Wreck-It Ralph.
It'll go by the side of the bed if we're gonna have to go. So if I get a girlfriend, she'll have to deal with it.
Well, she could sleep on the print bed. It's big enough.
She gets on my print bed. It's gonna be hot.
I'm not going to go there.
That's my channel stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Go over to Darren's channel and talk about that stuff. No, but so it's too big to put on the counter. Like my table here is 3 feet deep and 4 feet wide, and the printer, front to back, just the standing on the printer took over a whole depth. It took over this wide on my, like as far as here on my desk, And so I had this much room that's over an 8 of my desk for my laptop and my monitor during the stream. So it consumed all the space, and so it's so big it will not be. As I said, I haven't done it yet. I need to get a weekend when I'm not doing stuff. So that'll be probably a couple of weeks. But I'm going to build a box for it that stands about 4 to 6 inches off the ground, and I'll stand it on that. I'll make a solid box. And I'll stand it on top of that, and I may even fill the box with. I might get the expanding foam and spray the box with the expanding foam because it'll deaden sound. It won't, because if the box is hollow, it'll magnify.
That box acts like a subwoofer box.
It would act as an amplifier. So I'll spray it with a foam or something on the inside after building it, and that would actually kill and deaden sound.
So I would do more like a table. But it's still going to have to be at least 1.5 feet off the ground for me because my body can't bend over that far.
You're going to buy one of those?
Yeah.
Okay, if you do, right, I want you to go to the Creacy group. This is a Creacy printer. Go on there and tell them you're buying it because you saw it on my stream.
Okay, when I'm ready, I'll let you know and then know where to go. Yeah. But how long does it normally take to come from AliExpress?
If they as I said, AliExpress have a storehouse here in the US. If they have stock, they'll send it to you. You'll probably get it within a week if it's local.
Okay.
But make sure you go out there and tell them, right? Make sure you tell them it's not for advertising to me, right, or anything like that. I want you to tell them so they know that sending it to me to show to you guys wasn't a waste of time.
Yeah. We're looking at about 2 months. So then I'll be.
Well, make sure you watch the price. Make sure you watch the price on AliExpress because the normal MSRP on the machine is $900. So its price may move. So watch it. Right.
You might have to be sooner.
Well, I'm not. I don't know, but let me go to AliExpress now. Let me go out. Now you're making me look. Let me see what's out there and let's see what they have. Okay, it's still out there for $537.28 US.
Okay.
And it does say from China to the United States via FedEx. So they used to not have a price on it for shipping within the States, but now they're saying that because the shipping, it's $158 shipping
from China to the States.
From China to the US. So on top of that, it's at $158. So it's.
But that's if they don't have it in the US warehouse, though, right?
Because they don't have it yet, so it's $700.
Okay.
Even then, it's still $250 shy of what it used to be. It used to be over $950. So.
Yeah.
Before they had stuff in stock, and you could buy it and they'd ship it from the local store. Apparently, the stock is gone. So they've sold out that stock. Reaver, that is the Creacy. It's a Creacy CS50S Pro. It's a bed slinger. It's a Cartesian bed slinger printer, but it's got a build volume of 500 by 500 by 600.
Yeah. Well, when I'm ready, I'll remind you, and then we'll go ahead and go through it, and I'll let them know.
Yeah, let me show it here. Let me do a favor. I can share my screen. Give me a second. It'll be easy so everyone can see. Share screen, and I want this one. So this is the machine. So this is 537.28, but you have to add. This used to be there, but they've added it now. They used to say free shipping, but now they've added. It was probably a special at the time. It's $157.89 to be added to ship it from FedEx. Now FedEx shipping from China is a week.
Okay.
So you'd have, even if it's shipped from China for that price, you still get it here within 1 week.
Gotcha.
I haven't looked at it at the Toronto XY, no. But this is a big printer. It's a nice machine. So, and I printed on it, and my first layer on that big printer, I still have it here because I was showing people earlier on. This is the first layer. Let me get rid of the screen share. 1 second. Stop sharing. This is the first layer on that printer.
That's nice. Wow.
Now,
That's
there's,
nice.
there's some stuff here because you have to use PVA glue on it because it's a plain glass. There's no coating on the glass. You have to use PVA glue. And I didn't put it on evenly, which is why I got these artifacts here. You see them? That doesn't sound good.
Okay.
So this is its first layer. And yes, I damaged it taking it off because it's a whole. This is 450 by 450. I'll do 500 by 500. But I did 450 by 450, couple of layers. And this is how smooth the first layer is. There's no ABL on this. Without ABL, look how level that is.
You need to print the largest printed calibration cube we've seen.
Yeah, there you go, Liam.
This is the first layer of the calibration cube.
Filament.
Yeah.
Actually, that would be a fun print, and I wouldn't use an awful lot of filament.
Why not?
That would be a fun print, and you could do it I wouldn't even do a calibration cube. I wouldn't even do the top of it because the top is infill. We have a lot of infill to bridge that gap, right?
Yeah.
But I would do one to just the X Y, a base, the X and Y, and no top to Z, and just that wouldn't work because the size would be so wobbly. As you print them, they'd move. You'd have to put it in infill. The problem about something that big is infill would be a problem.
Yeah. Even at 2% infill, that'd be a huge amount of filament.
And I reviewed, Reaver, I reviewed that machine. So it was saying, I haven't finished the review yet. I did a live unboxing. They sent me one to do it, and I did, and I had a huge turnout for the live unboxing. I think I had something like 80 or 90 people who came on the stream, or even more. I think I maybe even reached over 100 people watching the unboxing. It went really well. I then decided to do a big print. That sheet, that 450 by 450 with a 0.4 nozzle, took 4 hours to print. Per layer. One layer, 4 hours. Right? What are you laughing at?
Normally we watch the first layer, we're like, okay, it's good, I can walk away. So
no, I walked away and let it go. I started it off and started going okay, and then I said okay, and I let it go. And what I actually did is I started watching it and it printed about this much at 45 degrees, printed about this much at 45 degrees of a big bed. So the outside was good, and it started printing okay, and I went, that looks okay, and I just left it. And then I came back later on, and it was going as it got maybe towards the center, and I was watching as it got down to the center, and I went, that's still looking good. So that was because my office is downstairs, so just passing over and back. But yeah, and it printed great, and it peeled off.
Would it take like a minute to go corner to corner? Because that is
probably about 40 seconds to go corner to corner. But and also if people who are into ASMR, imagine peeling this off the printer. ASMR, guys. Anyone who's into ASMR, that's the idea because it comes up and it statically sticks back to the bed again. So once it reattaches it, we could have started off, and I just let it go cold, and I caught the corner with I just scraped the corner a little bit, and then when it went, you know, when you peel off plastic off a TV or whatever. Yeah. Imagine doing that off with plastic off a bed, and that's what it sounds like. You hear the static cling as you peel it off the bed.
So satisfying.
If ASMR is your thing, man, that's the ASMR of 3D printing. You know, when you peel that off the bed.
Here's the whole entire thing, Liam. If that print right there took 4 hours, you know how long would you print? Because I know that's one layer.
That's actually more than one layer. So what I did was I let the one layer go and timed it, and then I went on and I did the second layer, part of the second layer. So this is the second layer from here in.
You can see it, yeah.
So this part here, from here to here, is at normal print speed of 50, right? So you have 50 up to here. Then it changes from 50 to 75 to 90 millimeters to 100 and up to 120 millimeters per minute, and I still got decent print out of it at 120 millimeters.
Nice.
But still, I mean, you know how long a calibration cube would take? You talk about that one print top taking you 42 days.
Calibration cube. We already there is a dragon.
I know, I saw it. about 42
dragon
days.
is stacked. It's kind of wound and stacked on top of itself, like over and back.
Yeah.
And it was designed using resin printer supports, but you can print it on FDM. So we put it into Cura and got Cura to slices for the full volume of this printer, just to see how long it would take. It took an hour and a half for Cura to slice it.
Oh, Jesus.
Because the slicing is so complex, right? An hour and a half for Cura just to slice it. And then Cura came back with, to print it, was 8 kilos of filament and 42 days of printing.
Wow.
So if you want to do a test tube on that, it'll take even longer than that. It'll probably take me 3 months.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to do at some point is I'm going to start, because of the size of the print bed, I'm probably going to start doing prints and full-size R2D2.
There you go.
But I'm going to do the whole kit, so I'm going to do it all, so I can actually, I can make it RC. So it will actually move eventually. It'll probably take a year. Well, I'm guessing printing will probably take months. The main body alone, and the section of the body, even the head dome at the full size, because the full size R2D2 is 4.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of printed parts in there, but I'm guessing there's probably at least 6 months just printing only in doing it, and it's a lot of filament. And then after that, you'll probably get into doing like you have all the filling and sanding and filling and sanding and filling and filling and sanding and filling more, right? As you do if you want to get a really good finish. At the point, it would be an endurance test for Q. It would be an endurance test, and doing something that big, I need to get a UPS for the printer.
Oh yeah.
Because even a brownout would ruin 30 days of printing, and that's only one part, right? So
it doesn't have power loss recovery.
UPS on this, a good beefy UPS.
But that printer doesn't have power loss recovery.
It doesn't matter. You don't want that happening when the machine is printing. Not something that big that's taking 4 days, because it has power loss recovery. It's got a filament. It's got filament runout sensor. Like, to print on that, really, if I was printing something that big, I would probably just use a 10 kilo spool of filament.
Yeah.
If Cura says it's going to take 8, it's probably really going to take 10.
Yeah.
If Cura says it's going to take 42 days, in reality, it's going to take 52 days.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So if I was going to do that, I'd have it set up with a UPS and hope it just keeps going and hope nothing goes wrong. I haven't done any tall prints in it yet. I will do some tall prints. I might do some skinny tall prints, like 2 walls wide, but probably 400 or 500 high. That'll probably take a kilo of filament, maybe half kilo of filament. But yeah, I do plan to do that as part of my testing of the machine. But eventually, I will be changing the nozzle out to a 0.8 at least. If I decide to put a volcano hot end on it, which I may, or a super volcano, I will then do a super volcano maybe. Oh, 1 second, this is making noise. Oh, that's okay. So I'll probably do a super volcano or a volcano hot end, and then I'll probably go with a 1 millimeter nozzle. That way, I don't have to do really tall heights per layer. I can do the normal like 0.2 layer if I want to, but I will, because otherwise the sanding and filling would just get obscene at that point, right? I'll do a 0.2 layer maybe, but I'll do one wall, because the one wall will be 1 millimeter wide.
Jesus.
Yeah. Or 2. Instead of doing 10 paths around it, I'll do 1 or 2.
Man, talking about sturdy.
But it's flat. I mean, for a printer so big, its bed was perfectly flat. I mean, I just said that I leveled the 4 corners, and I hit go, and that's what it printed in one go with no missed layers, the whole width of the bed. Like normally something that big, you'd think it would sag, but they have actually 2 supports running on the bed. So there's 2 sets of V-groove wheels, like Derlin wheels on each side. So it sits on 2 rails, not one, or not one on the outside. They're about a third of the way in on each side. So it's well balanced, and there's no warping in that bed. It's a normal glass bed, but let me show you the bed. I'll take the bed off and bring it over.
What type of glass is that on the bed? Is that borosilicate?
No.
What's the matter, Tim?
Oh, it's it's not nothing. It's just me. I have to figure it out. The Y motor is turning the wrong direction. So I'm trying to figure out come on, get to my printer config. Oh, because I turned the machine off. I'm trying to figure out how to which line I have to put the explanation point in front of to reverse the motor direction.
This is a bed.
Oh, wow. That's glass?
Yeah.
What kind of glass?
Toughened glass. It's not borosilicate. It's toughened glass.
Oh, okay.
But this is what I printed on. It's like a window.
Yeah. The window to your soul.
So that's what we print on that machine. It's
Man.
And
how thick is it?
Where's my calipers?
Listen for the snap.
Yeah.
Hold your tongue, man. Almost 4 millimeters thick, 3.97 millimeters thick.
Wow.
So, yeah. But this is what I'm printing on that big machine. So if you, I kind of did something funny when I did it first. You know, the Prusa Mini, the Creality Ender 2 Pro is the same size as the Prusa Mini. So this is the printer. This is the Prusa Mini. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Put it up against the 410. It's smaller than the Mini.
Oh yeah. So I can get 9 Prusa Minis on this.
Wow.
So someone said you could probably print a Prusa Mini on that. I said, you know what? I could in place print an enclosure for a Prusa Mini in one go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
So then you put the glass back over here. I don't want to drop it.
Okay.
I'm gonna get one. I don't know what I'm gonna print, but I'm gonna get one.
You need somewhere to put it.
I got a place to put it.
Okay, not your dining room table, right? That's probably the only table that's wide enough to take it in the house.
No, really, it's gonna go on up my far side of the bed where I got all the room at. Because all my medical stuff's on the other side of the bed. The other side of the bed is like 4 feet wide between the side of the bed and the wall. There's nothing over there.
Well, yeah. So, I've been thinking about maybe doing a vase on it. I will not use a silk on the vase mode in that because silks are just really bad layer adhesion in general.
Yeah.
And if I was doing a vase mode, I would use an ordinary everyday filament, a regular standard filament, because I wanted to stay together. But it would probably be something about so tall. Like when I built that machine here on this desk, the space I had between the top of the spool holder and when I had a spool on it, which adds about 3 inches or 4 inches, I had that much space between the top of the spool and my ceiling.
Oh, wow.
That's all I had, that much space between the top of the spool and my ceiling.
Are they 9-foot ceilings?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Wow, that's tall.
No, they're 8 foot. 8
foot.
No, it's a drop ceiling in here.
Oh, probably 7 feet.
How
tall are you?
7.5, I think.
Okay.
Well, it was on top of my table. So, given my table height is pretty tall, I said I built it for this height for a reason.
Liam's only about 4 feet tall anyway, so. When I went to the doctor, doctor asked me how tall I was. Yeah, when I rolled to the doctor, the nurse asked me how tall I was. I said, about 4 or 5. I'm sitting in the chair, that's how tall I am now.
Yeah, but so it's kind of funny, but I tried to. Yeah, I'm not. I'm 5'9", so I'm not that short, but I'm not that tall either.
No, when I'm standing, when I was standing, 5'7.5".
I'm what you call well proportioned.
Well, okay. Not going there.
Let's not go there, Marlon. I know exactly where your mom's going. Anybody's got a gutter with a hole in it, because down that hole is where Mylan's mind is.
Hey, we all go deep down the rabbit hole sometime.
Yes, we do. All right, guys, we've been going for almost 3.5 hours. I'm going to wrap it up. Let's see who's online. I think Chris Perillo's still going. I might raid over to see Chris. Let's see. Let's see. Raid channel. Yeah, let's go over to Chris. Chris has got 69 people. Let's go raid him.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. Let me get the raid set up first of all, and we can start the raid, and we're ready. I'll say goodbye. My goodbyes. It's been fun hanging out. There was a lot of giveaways going on tonight. Loyal is still going with his giveaways. So, so we have. Okay, are we ready to raid? Thank you, guys. Thank you for hanging out. I will see you again next Wednesday. I'll be here again, and I'll be doing a live unboxing of that laser and setup of that laser Saturday morning, 11 a.m. U.S. Eastern. I will see you then. Okay. Take care, guys.
Take care. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
We're almost over. And we're over. Cool. Let me just end the live stream.